Yeah, so this one should be a fun one. This one should be good. We like, by the way, bro. I don't want to throw you off.
Nah, we good. We are live. What up, people?
Yeah, man. So how everything is, Karen? You
Man,
know,
I am here. Happy. What today's Tuesday? I don't even know what day it is.
yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, the March what? Like
March
March,
the 15th.
yeah, 15th.
Yeah, happy March. Shout out to all the March birthdays. Persha's birthday was the other day, sometime last week or the week before. So all the March babies, shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to all the March babies. Happy belated birthday to Portia, and
Yeah,
everybody else. So
absolutely. So what's going on, man? What's popping? How you?
man, everything good. Car could play just walking, man, non-stop all over the place. So my son them man win the state championship for 2A
Oh,
in the state of Florida. So
congratulations.
yeah, thank
That's
you. So
big.
yeah, so they're gonna definitely got a ring and all that stuff. So that's
I
big
like it.
time. Yeah, to be considered the best basketball team in Class 2A in the whole state of Florida.
That's
That's a
pretty
good.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything,
Congrats to
yeah,
him.
everything else good. I just get ready for the travel ball season. You
When
know,
does that start?
that start usually May, June.
Okay.
Because they playing 17U, so they're gonna be playing like in all their live periods and stuff. So
Gotcha.
every tournament is not we don't call they don't call it tournaments, they don't call it showcase because you playing in front of a bunch of college scouts,
Right.
professional
Okay.
scouts and stuff like that. So this is gonna be like a big summer stuff for him and everything, just getting everything started and stuff. So
Well, good.
yeah. So
It's really good to hear. Yeah, we just wrapped up our conference basketball tournament. Spent what Wednesday to Saturday last week in the arena all day, every day. Didn't get outside. But we had some really good basketball. We had 14 really, really good basketball games, including our two championship games. Norfolk State won the men's championship, and the women were in the championship game, but they fell just short. So Howard's women won. So let's
yeah,
see.
so
Yeah, so Howard's women play in the first four. They play against Incarnate Word tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
you
I
sure?
should
You
know,
sure what
but
time?
yeah, one of them. One, I think it's six. But then the Norfolk State men actually playing Baylor, so they're taking on Coach Tang and crew on Thursday at 7. They respected them just enough to not put them in the first four. So they're actually playing. They're a 16 seed, but they're playing in the real tournament, not in the play-in round. So we'll see what happens.
Nice, nice.
But we also got the Norfolk State women made it to the WNIT. They're playing Drexel on Thursday. And then Morgan State got an invitation to some new term. It replaced the CIT. I think it's like the basketball something or the other, but they get to play as well. So got four teams in postseason play. So it should be, some more good basketball to watch.
Yeah, it definitely should be some good basketball to watch. I
Yeah.
think this year, men's and females, gonna be real, real, real. I think it's gonna be one of the best tournaments, in the last, say like decade or so, last 10, 15 years. I think a lot of teams is real even, more even out than
Yes.
previous years.
Hmm.
Even with, I mean, South Carolina is the team in women's, but they
Yeah.
just had a tough loss. It's a lot of good teams out there gunning for it.
Man. Yeah. So they
So
lose in the SEC championship game. And what's crazy is if Howard somehow, I think Howard should beat Incarnate Word, but the next game they play is gonna be South Carolina. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
yeah, that's
Um,
gonna be tough.
yeah, they tried to send me to those games. I'm off from work. We get some days off after the tournament, and my days off are tomorrow through Friday. And they were like, "You sure you don't want to go to South Carolina?" I was like, "I'm good. I'm good." So would I love to go support the team and to support Aliyah and all that stuff, but I got homework to do.
Hey, homework sometimes come first.
Yeah, and I need to
Yeah.
rest between working them long hours last week and then the time change. Like I'm struggling. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man,
But
they
that's
keeping
that's
you
what's
busy.
going on here. Yeah, for sure. But that's how it is. We got. just finished basketball. We got bowling next week, and then we got like tennis and golf or something coming up for championship. So this is basically championship season from now till the middle of May.
Yeah, that's gonna be big. That's a lot of work to do.
A
That's gonna
lot,
be you're gonna be all over the place.
a lot. I was like, it was all this work that I signed up for real, but
That's how it
apparently it
is.
is.
That's how
Apparently
it
it is.
is.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
man. Big. So I mean, shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to everybody tuning in, supporting. Mr. George and his episode. I call him Mr. George because I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I don't know. I pronounce somebody's first name wrong live, and I ain't trying to do that again.
Oh
So
jeez.
we were talking in the backstage, and I was
Right.
I mentioned like I don't pronounce all kind of stuff wrong. So I definitely don't want to pronounce anybody name wrong. So Mr.
Right.
George,
I can
so
respect it.
yeah, but definitely shout out to all the viewers, tuning in, since we've been back on and stuff. Last episode we had Weapon on, which was a great episode. And the episode before that we had Akil Lewis on, so two great episodes, man. It's amazing hearing both of them stories, both basketball players. But definitely appreciate them sharing the story with us, man. If anybody missed their stories, definitely go back and check it out. You could go on the Facebook group or the page, the Elite Podcast, or go to the YouTube channel, Vida I Legends as well too. So, but I hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody's safe. Anybody going through any type of mental issues or going through any tough times, man. If anybody need anybody to talk to, always reach out. It's good to reach out to people and stuff like that. I'm always here. I'm speak for Karen. She's always there too, and
Yeah, yeah. Hit
Pang
me up.
and everybody else. So I hope everybody doing well. So these is tough times, but we're gonna get the show rolling today. Hope everybody doing good. You know, before Karen go and do all the introductions, because she do the best introductions. Sometimes people just want to. Some people just when Karen answers, they could just hear the introductions.
Oh Lord.
And I know this one will be a good one. We got a lot of local business owners that we broadcast and we promote. So definitely you guys check it out to the bottom of the ticker. We got legends340.com streaming, but going across the ticker. But we're gonna have a bunch of different ones. Phone numbers, websites, name, Instagram pages, Facebook pages, and stuff like that. So you guys definitely check that out and stuff like that and support if you can and everything. So I hope everybody doing good. Blessed evening, Arika. Blessed evening. Blessed evening to everybody. Good afternoon, good night.
Yeah.
We got you out all over the world because the Elite Podcast, we go everywhere.
Right.
We all
International, baby.
Yeah, international. So we're waiting for Jay-Z or Kanye West to drop that big check. So we could go, we are on Spotify and all that stuff.
Right.
Definitely shout out to C Boogie. You guys check him out. He's gonna be live out tonight. His daughter have a gymnastics stuff tomorrow, so he'll be on tonight, 8 o'clock. So good luck to C Boogie and his daughter tomorrow in gymnastics as well too.
Yep.
So definitely you guys could pass through, check him out later on tonight. And also shout out to our Live Wire. They always do good things. They had an episode last week, Monday. You guys can check that out as well too. They do good stuff for the youth. And anybody else who's doing podcasts and stuff like that, definitely check them out as well too. So I hope everybody doing well. Yeah. So somebody asked, Animal, what do you mean how we could get on there? Get on where? On the podcast? Just hit me up and we can make it happen. So I gonna hand it over to I'm gonna hand it over to Karen and let she, do what she got to do.
All right, so tonight's guest is an actual good friend of mine, which is why I'm here tonight. Had to come on and support just to mess with him because he's such a cool dude. But his name is Moriba George. He hails from St. Thomas. He went to the illustrious Norfolk State University, played baseball there, and was an excellent baseball player for us for quite a while. I was working there when he was playing. But he's currently an engineer officer in the Coast Guard, and he is out there doing really, really big things, always repping the VI. So without further ado, Mr. Moriba George. What up, what up?
Hey, what going on?
I tell you, man, Karen will be doing the top of the line platinum plus introductions.
Nah, I just watch a lot of TV and hang out with these ESPN people a whole lot. So what's up, Moriba? What going on?
I here, man. Just chilling here outside on the ship right now. So that's why I have my little white background. Don't have too good of a signal inside though, so I had to come outside and do the interview with you.
Cool. Let's see what the view
Appreciate you, man.
out there. Let's see
Huh?
what the view looks
Appreciate you.
like.
Oh, the view.
Yeah. Let me see what you're seeing.
So like this, I out on the flight deck of the ship right now.
Oh, nice.
So
Damn, that's big, man. That's
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 huge.
pretty cool.
ocean back there.
Hey, wait,
Sunset just
those. Sorry to
sunset
interrupt.
just
That's
happened.
key.
Now. I
Sorry to
hear you.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. That's them little Key West Islands there.
Yeah, so the island I on right now is Key West, and then they have the one island over on that side there. I forget the name of it, but that's where like I think Oprah have a house over there. I think like Hulk Hogan have a house over there. So, but normal
Nice.
people like us can't go over there. So,
Yeah.
Oh
but
man.
and then just the rest of the island over there. That's one of the neighbor Coast Guard ships next to us
Oh,
here,
nice.
and just some of the smaller ones over here on that side as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What's life like on the ship, man?
So I actually live on board because, like I said,
Mhm.
like my family, wife, and kids in Virginia still. So I live on board and anyone pay no rent and a mortgage in Virginia. It's like
Right.
so man don't make that kind of money. So so I live on the ship. It have its days, you know. One good part is like you don't have to cook at all because now is they cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the ship every day.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
that's money.
you don't have to make
Right.
your own food. But then
I like
sometimes
it.
the food ain't always good though. So
But did you have to cook it though? Did you have to
nah,
cook
they
it?
didn't have to cook it.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, but they have it days though. Like some days the suck like man, I'll be like I down here by myself too. So
Right.
nobody down here. Then we have the kids, the little baby, and everything too. So going back up at first it was a little tough because like he'll have to take a while to remember who he is again. But now he
Right.
getting a little older, so he actually remembering now. But since everybody in the house to call me Moriba, he'll call me Biba though. So he don't call me
Daddy.
Daddy or nothing like that. You know. So everything is Biba. So
Be back.
Oh, that's cool. How old he
Yeah,
is
that's
now?
cool.
he just turned 2 in January, and then we have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Okay.
Oh, nice, man. Nice,
Time
nice.
flying, dude.
Yeah,
Jeez. They were
Hey,
just
time to
like
fly for real.
small.
yeah.
Now
Yeah,
they're
that's true.
grown.
Yeah, you want to give any shout outs before you want to get any shout outs? Shout out to anybody, family, friends.
Yeah, first shout out to my wife, Katie. She's the she's the one that helped me like stay sane down here and then out on patrol. Cause like when we go out on patrol, I away from everybody. When we come back home, everybody else go home. I still here on the ship, so it's like I ain't home yet. So
That's
that
true.
has stuck a lot too. Though. So and then I want to say happy birthday to my oldest sister. Today's her birthday, Karima. So that's happy birthday,
Yeah, man. Happy
everybody.
birthday. Happy birthday. If I didn't lose my voice, I would have sing happy birthday.
Yeah,
But
nah, no. No. And happy early birthday to you, Mariva.
Yeah, thanks.
Coming up.
oh yeah, happy birthday to you too, man. Yeah, happy belated
Yeah,
to you.
it's right outside the 19th.
Yeah, so let's see. I don't know when that is. That is
Yeah, I don't
Saturday.
know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Saturday.
happy early birthday.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
So
And then
yeah,
I'm having a little trouble hearing because my earpiece ain't trying to work right now.
that's
So I'm
cool.
holding the phone a little closer to hear you.
You gotta
That's
do what
cool,
you
man.
gotta
That's
do.
cool. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you taking the time out, man, to join us, man, and making a sacrifice. So we definitely really appreciate it. So
Yep.
yeah, man. So the viewers, I know the viewers appreciate it too. So
Absolutely.
definitely,
Thank you.
yeah. So I've heard that you was a good baseball player and stuff like that. But we definitely gonna get into it. Karen claimed you like the best the Miak I've ever seen. That's so. You know, And
Nah.
I believe her because she be speaking the truth. So I kind of believe her. But I played in the MIAC too. So that's
Yeah.
gonna be kind of difficult,
So
And I
y'all
always
here
do
putting words
myself.
in my mouth, right? And then trying to make you look bad when nah, I ain't signing up for none of that.
The crazy thing is too, though, is like people used to ask me on my team, like, if I know Mumba. I was like, nah, I don't know him. Like he was older than me. Like people I play with, no, I didn't play with them, but like, he ended up coaching AJ Corbin. He was one of them that used to ask me about you, and
Yeah,
they used to tell me about you. So, but I was like, nah, I didn't. I never play against him because he was older than me.
yeah,
So, and that's how I first heard your name at Norfolk State, though, about you pitching for Bethune.
yeah.
So
Me too. Yeah,
you and Jasan.
Jasan.
So
Yeah,
I play like when we were younger, like a year or two with Jasan, but he was older as well too, though.
yeah.
So
Jasan. Yeah, we went up Norfolk, man, and we. Karen was at the game too. She came and she definitely supported us and stuff like that. I can't. To be honest with you, I can't even remember if we win or lose. To be honest with you, I can't even say remember. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like the Norfolk State. I like up them size environment. Norfolk State. Hampton, Coppin State.
yeah,
Delaware State is different than more south and stuff like that with the MIAC and the campus and stuff like that. And we definitely will get into the baseball, but talk to us about growing up and stuff like that. How many siblings you had when you was growing up?
well, so I actually have a lot, like a lot of siblings. I think it's like it was like 7 brothers, like 7 sisters. I think it is. So like
Oh
I
wow.
grew up with mainly with my mother. My mother had it was 6 of us total. My mother, and then my father had other children as well too. Though. So well,
Okay.
but the main 6 I grew up with is I was number 4. So 2 older sisters is the 2 oldest, and then an older brother, then me, and then my brother after me, and then my younger sister. So with 3 boys and 3 girls. Um,
Okay. Nice.
like the older ones were a lot older than me, so they left a long time ago from when I was small. So a lot of times they were just the last 3 that were together. Cause me and my brother like 2 years apart, and then my sister is I think six behind on me. So it
Oh
been the
wow.
3 of us for the most of my growing up, and I grew up in around the field, playing baseball in the playground, playing a ton of basketball on the little dirty court and Winston Rainbow court. So uh, yeah, and then I still work close with some of my other siblings on my father's side stuff too, and I know most of them. It's like 2 that I don't really know though. So and then the others they like I spoke to them before. We talked before when we were younger, but we don't have like the same like communication as I have with the ones I actually had lived with, stuff like that.
Yeah, true that.
Okay.
So,
So who are some of the mention some names that you kind of grew up with playing sports with and stuff, like some of your friends, kind of give them a shout out while you
oh,
mentioning them and stuff.
but for playing sports with them, I know I got shout out my boy Kyle Lamata. That I used to always like compete against. He's the one that knocked the pitching in like senior league and stuff like that. He knocked me out the most, like most home run. I get
Wow.
strike him out one time, and he act like he don't remember that, but I strike him out once. Like Heavy D, Deshaun, Kilo, Chico, Lamata, Harry Jack. What else I play with? Um, I know like playing ball in like high school and stuff too. The only time I used to want to play was against either I Ken, against them same Ken dudes that I just named. I used to other people on my team had like Kuma, George Ward, rest in peace. George passed away.
Definitely
Uh,
rest in peace.
yeah, and there's a lot of them, but still, my those are the memorable ones. Those are the one I used to actually compete against all the time, and that was some of my favorite times playing baseball.
Okay, what years were you in high school down there?
I went high school 99 and graduate 2003.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. So and then after like 2003, that school year, we didn't really have that much baseball going on. Like we probably played maybe like 8 games. Like we
Jeez.
did it. Didn't, I don't know. I can't remember exactly why we barely had a season that year, but it wasn't that much games that year. And then like playing against the private schools, the games wasn't really fun. So
Right,
because if they had like one or two people or like maybe three people that were good, and then everybody else was like, all right.
right.
So and then so at that time, that's when I had really started losing interest in playing baseball. So I didn't care to like play in college. Like later in the 2003 school year coming out to the end, one of my teachers asked like, "Where you apply to?" It's like I applied nowhere. So Miss Williams, she cussed me out and made me come to her office on a Saturday and make me start applying. So then I ended up applying to Morgan State. So I went to Morgan State for 1 year. Everybody was mad at me for that because
Why?
everybody's like, Morgan State don't have any baseball. What are you doing there? And I was like, man, I don't care to play no more, man. Because it wasn't fun because I didn't have a senior season. Like I wanted to play more games and we just didn't have it. So I was like, I don't even care. And after going there for a year, then it was like, yo, I really want to play baseball. So I then went down to Norfolk State. I didn't know Karen was there yet. One day I just walk out there to the field and I'm like, what day is the tryouts? And they tell me what day. I said, what you need me to wear? I need a full. He said, nah, just come in short, sharp pants and some cleats. I was like, all right. And I went to the tryout. After the first day of tryouts, the coach Marty Miller, he pulled me to the side and said, yep, come back tomorrow again too. So next day he came back, gave me a uniform. I was like,
Nice.
all right.
Wow.
So
Man, just like that, just like that.
yeah.
Before Pang just joining us, so
What up?
definitely,
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, good night, good night.
brother. Good evening.
I'll go ahead, don't let me mess up our flow.
This guy, this man coming out, man coming sharp, man coming sharp, man a few words right now.
Oh man,
Glad to
So-
be here, though. Glad to be here.
good to have you. Good to see you.
That's
Likewise, yeah.
interesting, man. Moriba, man, that's amazing. Like I have a lot of respect for people who don't like just walk on, man. It's kind of like it's like the love for the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like for you to do that because you kind of going on a team that people actually receive a scholarship.
Yeah.
To play. So sometimes a lot of pressure. Sometimes you might. Everybody's different. Sometimes it might be like animosity, jealousy, and stuff like that from the players then because more people coming is like more competition. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to see any new people come. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to lose the spot. That's just part of sports and stuff like that. So, for you to accomplish that, man, after taking those time off is amazing, man. So I definitely salute you for that, Mister.
Yeah, and like that first year, like you said, the competition, like that first year, when I actually walk on and like the first couple games and stuff like that, I was like, wow, I got improved because I look at it as when I used to play ball home, I used to just go to the game, pick up my glove and everything, and was ready to go. But I had the same mentality that first year, but then my body wasn't in the right shape to do that. Because when we reach to like game 25, like I never played 25 game in a season before. My body had feel like it was falling apart. Like
Yeah,
my feet, everything I was just in pain every day, just from the amount of games we were playing and then still practicing every day. I was like, this is crazy. Because we didn't practice every day. For me, I play more baseball in the playground home than the amount of times that we used to actually be on the field when you're getting older. Little League, you had a lot of practice and a lot of games. As soon as we getting older, a lot of it starts slowing down. And like that's how I start losing like some of the interest in playing. So and then
That's
so
true.
after that first season, like we had make it to the championship that first year, but we were struggling at the beginning, and we ended up making it to the championship game that year. And by the time that was like game maybe 60, I could have barely walk sometime after the game. I was in so much pain. Like, and then the next year, this sophomore year, I was like, not again. So I take conditioning and weightlifting a lot more serious in year 2. Went out. I was like, I still feel like people better than me out there. So before practice actually started at like 3, I was out there from like 1 o'clock taking ground balls, like 100 ground balls every day, and hitting, and then start practice at 3 o'clock. And then that's how my numbers improved drastically into year 2. Just on that. And then my stupid self, as soon as my numbers increased like that, I was like, all right, that's good. I don't need to go there early anymore and do that no more.
Messing with the progress.
Yep. And so it fall off. It fall off in year 3, and then year 4 my numbers will gain like high again, and then but it was just since I had went to Morgan State, I still graduated in the 4 years, so I had 1 more year eligibility left to play, but I had already finished my bachelor's, so I had to go. I was like, you know what? I want to play 1 more. I want to play my last year, so all right, let me go do this master's then. So I was like, all right, I got to do the master's, and that had to been the hardest thing I ever do in a semester. I was taking classes for a master's and playing baseball. Like,
That's rough.
because then the masters is what we're paying for school. Like that were full scholarship for the masters. The engineering department were paying for school. So like,
Okay.
you were only allowed 1 C in the whole program, and I get my 1 C all year. Like, oh God. So, if I get another C, they would have put me on the program, and then I couldn't play. And I was like,
Yeah.
so like practice finish 6:30, 7 o'clock. I try to go eat. And then I'm in the library till like 12, 1 o'clock till they kick you out of the library. And then it's the same thing over and over every day. And like that was a killer in that last year. So a couple of the middle of the week games, I had to tell the coach, like, look, I got past this class, so I can't play at all. So I can't come to this middle of the week game. I can't miss this class because I'm struggling right now, practicing and not sleeping. So yeah, so that last year was rough, and that one I think I finished with like 370. At one point I was like 348 hitting, and then the grind was just getting so tired. I dropped to like 317 to end the year. Like I was tired just from the grind at baseball and masters.
Yeah.
Did you succeed in getting your masters?
Yeah, I ended up finishing. Yeah. So, because once I finished the last year playing, I was like, all right, go get my master's in 1 more year, something like that as well.
That's what's up. That's what. Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, because he was academic. You were all academic too, right? The boy's smart. He's an engineer. So he was out here getting them grades.
Yeah, right.
He definitely smart for staying the last year and taking that opportunity, because I'm guessing you still on scholarship, and taking that opportunity to use this money to get my master's.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did you ever get a baseball scholarship from Marty while you were playing?
So the first year when I walk on, like all the scholarship them were out already, and then in year two, I think them man give me like $2,000, and I was like, man, I can't really cover nothing. And then when I had the big season in year 2 is when I get some money for the third season. For school. And then after that, they didn't have to spend any money on me for the last one, because like I said, grad school paid 100% for the last year. So they just all they do is provide housing for that one.
Nice.
For the last year.
They hook you up. So if you didn't have an extra year of baseball, you would have never get your masters, or you think you would have still go for it.
So I would have probably eventually go get, but I wouldn't have been that interested to get. I mainly went to get because I had a year eligibility to play and I wanted to play.
You play your
Makes
cards
sense.
right, man. You play your
Yeah.
cards right, bro.
Before you move ahead too far, I had a question. And you mentioned that you had a good season, your second season, and you had a good season your last year. Your numbers kind of went back up to almost to your second season. What season it was when you win when you made the Almiak second team?
The Almiak second team was on the, I think that was third season, and then second season I make Almiak first team. The third season I think it was Almiak second, and then I can't remember. I think the last season I think I make Almiak second or fourth. I can't remember that one. I forget.
How was that feeling like? Because I know when I was in college and I made the all freshman team, and at the end of the year, they have the year end banquet, and everybody collecting their awards, academic, freshmen, like all team, everything. Like, how did that feel? Did you, first of all, did you guys have an end of year banquet where they give out the awards for the conference or just for the school?
Yeah, so we had the banquet at the end of the year, and they did announce who all made the Almiak team, and they did our conference first and second team. So that second year when I make the Almiak team, like that was crazy. I never had like publicity like that before, and like Karen know I don't really like the limelight or anything like that. I don't like to be in front of people, so I don't like to get called up in front of people. It don't even matter if you're giving me something or what. I don't want to walk up there in front of everybody. So like that. So that was a little funny. It was a good feeling, but it was like uncomfortable feeling. But I was happy that I made first team. I even start getting letters in the mail from people that follow college athletes to get signatures, to like sign autograph and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I signed a couple stuff, send it back. I didn't even know who the people was. I think they were just looking, and they did write a letter in it, and they say if they see somebody that could possibly get drafted, they try to get an autograph from when they're in college. So then, I have this college autograph if he make it. So
true.
So that was different. Yeah. So I was like, that's kind of cool. When I made the second team, that was good too. But I was still mad at myself because I knew I should have been going back out there again. Like I said, I had stopped putting in the effort I put in. The year I had my best season. I didn't put in as much effort that third year after that, because after I hit that point, I was like, all right, good. I don't need to be going out there this early no more. Which hindsight is like, if I had the same mentality now, then I know what I would have done.
So what's funny is, I currently work at the MEAC, and I've always been a statistician and all this stuff. So I pull up the baseball records here for the conference and search for my boy. And not only is he on all the MEAC teams that he mentioned, but he's like in the MEAC record books for, he's fourth in career runs scored with 140 runs. And these are up-to-date numbers. So ranks fourth. He is 11th in career hits with 202. He is 6th all-time in sacrifice bunts. That's a random thing, but 13. He had 2 seasons where he had 13. So look at that. And then currently ranks 8th in the conference all-time with 61 career stolen bases. So, out here in the record books.
That stat you just read off, the 11th in hits, career hits, and 6th in sacrifice. I think you said like 6th in sacrifice.
Yes.
That's an amazing stat.
Career that's all time in the MEAC. Yeah.
Because to be 6th in sacrifice and 11th in hits, that's amazing, because you sacrificing your hits to move a runner over, so it's a sacrifice. Right. So that takes away from you having the opportunity to get hits. So even if you cut that in half, you know what I'm saying? So that's amazing. Like, that's an amazing stats right there, bro. For those heads.
I also read they say you were good in stealing bases, and you only got caught in your whole career. You only got caught stealing base once. Is that true?
Nah, that's more than one, man. That was more than yeah, that had to be more than one. The crazy thing is like that's the first time I ever see the like something mentally in the game start affecting me. Cause before I could have just steal like there was nothing, and then like twice or three times I end up getting pick off in a crunch time game, and it start to mess with me. Like it was a crunch game against A&T in the ninth inning. I was the tying run and I get pick off on first base. And I was hot, and like that is after that it started to mess with me, like reading the pictures and stuff like that to go back, and like that had started to eat me up inside too. Like, why I can't read these dudes no more? Before I didn't even care, just get on the base. As soon as he lifted his leg, I can't. And after that pick off in that ninth inning, we end up winning the game because the dude on the guy he hit a home run, and then the next dude after him hit another home run. And I was glad they hit the home run, but I was kicking myself because I should have scored on the home run there. So,
man, wow.
So yeah, so that like stealing and stuff like that had started to affect me, like in season number 4, like mentally, just thinking about getting picked off in, especially in a conference game late in the season in the ninth inning, like that had started to really affect me on the bases a little bit coming down to the end.
Yeah, that's tough. Good evening, Ms. Bryson. Good evening. Sorry, Pa.
No, you go. Good evening, Ms. Bryson. I also read in your junior season that you led the team in you led the team in assists to singles. So how you assist to a single? Like how you do that?
You said assist and single?
Yeah, it says you led the team in assists with a school single. Well, I read that wrong then. You led the team in assists for a school single season. But I don't know like when they say assists. Like what do you mean when they say assist?
They're just talking about like assist, throwing runners out, going like ground balls to me and throwing people out and stuff like that. Cause that I can't remember what year it was, but I end up flipping back and forth between shortstop and second base and stuff like that. So I ended up having some arm issues and stuff for a little while, so it was a little struggle to throw the ball from in the hole and shortstop. First one got my arm and stopped bothering me for a bit. But yeah, that's what I was. Just for some reason the ball just keep getting hit to me. Like it didn't matter where they put me, the ball was coming to me all the time. So and that's how I ended up leading that one. Oh, and one other thing too, my sophomore year, that was my first lifetime ever hitting a home run. Like I had no home run in Little League, I had none in Senior League, nothing. And college, second year against West Virginia, I hit a home run, and then the crazy thing is they tried to diss me after that, So that in their West Virginia newspaper, they pulled Moriba George hit a wind-assisted home run. Even though the wind did blow it out, because the wind was blowing hard.
Well, it was wind assisted.
It was, but they had to put it in the newspaper for my first one, and then I lost. The thing is, and then on the ride home, I lost the ball.
Oh no!
The wind take your ball to it.
One of the dudes on the team, he made sure he went for the ball because the whole bench erupted when I hit the home run, and like. He went, got the ball. By the time we got back from West Virginia, I lost the ball.
You know how you lost it?
No clue. I thought I put it in my bag. I don't know if I put it in somebody else's bag because we all had the same bag. And I got back. I was like, I really want to keep this ball. And I look in the bag all over and I couldn't find it.
Did you immediately sign it when you got it?
Nah. we were still playing. That was in the, I think I hit a home run in either in the second or the third inning, I hit a home run. And the thing is, like, I was hyped because in the first inning, I think I had make an error, and I cast like 2 runs on that error. And then it was 3-0, and I tied the game with a 3-run home run. So, like, we back in business now, and then I lose the ball.
Yeah, that's big, though. That's big time. Yeah, when assisted, it just make it day pitcher look good, man.
I was so hot when they put her in, like, you ain't have to trade this me like that. If I got some better thing on like
It was really good watching you play though, because being from the Virgin Islands, we always had that connection. We were always cool, and he did really, really well. So it was just cool to see him excel on the field and just kind of kill it for everybody. So I
Yeah, I
enjoyed
mean
those years.
that's a man.
I can't
He
hear next
was
to that
like
fan.
he
I
was
have
the
to move a
man.
little bit. The fan blowing too loud.
Gotcha. He
Where you
was the
currently?
man.
If and my apologies if you said it before. Where you currently reside now?
Oh, I'm here in Key West right now, and I live on board the ship, Coast Guard Cutter Thetis. That's the ship I assigned to. So, like I was telling them, my family is in Virginia still, so I live on board. So I
Okay,
got a
so
year and a half left. I might transfer from here summer 23.
You gonna get back here, or they send you somewhere else?
I try and go back Virginia.
Cool. Hope you get
I
it.
feel you, brother. We got a question here from Juice. He asks if you
Uh-huh.
hit any more home runs without the win.
Yeah.
Big up,
So
Juice. Big up.
that I think that sophomore year, I think I finished with either 3 or 4, and then like uh my one legit home run was against William and Mary. Like I actually crushed that one. But like with the win assisted one though, the win assisted one, when I hit the ball was so high in the air. I was on second by the time the umpire waved his fingers for the home run, telling me slow down. And like I thought it was just a fly ball in left field, and the wind just keep blowing it. Yeah, so I think I finished. I think I finished with maybe like 7 total. I wasn't really a power hitter though. Like I'd never been a big power hitter before.
So, did you get any interest from major league teams, like any letters or anything? No scouts
Nah, I
saying,
didn't get anything like that. It to me, I only had like one point where I was like, I want to go pro, and then I had, like I said, even when I lose interest before coming to Norfolk State in baseball, like I didn't care to go pro no more. And then
yeah,
I feel like when I thought about, okay, after the sophomore year, that hey, I have a chance, but then like I said, I backed off from the grind that you need to put in to keep going. Because like the crazy thing is, I see what I needed to do to continue improving, and because I did it, I improved just from grinding hard every day, and I just pulled back and stopped because I was like, man, I don't care to go, bro. I think I just defeat myself mentally about it. Like, man, everybody just tell me I'm too small and all that stuff. So
yeah, because listening to your career stats in the MIAC, man, is like usually teams usually like players like you, someone who could steal bases, put the ball in play,
yeah,
sack. You are contact hitter. That's what it sounds like and everything. So I was like, I'm shocked because there's a lot of great players that came through the MIAC, and to have your career numbers in the top 15 in a lot of categories, top 15, top 5, top 10, that's like amazing. And that's like the MIAC is historical.
and then
A
I
lot
just
of
feel
great
like
players came through. You kind of breaking up.
so small. All right, all right. Let me try
You
move
good?
again. I'll try and
You
get some
good now?
more light and stuff, but let me go back over here in the corner. Like I said, this it's just the metal from the ship that just blocked the signal so bad. So,
so you
you can
did
hear
the
me better
Navy.
now?
Another ignorant question. If you say it already, then the Navy,
No, Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. Okay.
Yeah, Coast Guard.
So y'all
Yep.
know me. I was digging in more records again, and I went to check the NSU school record. So he is the season and career leader in assists, and he's like Mamba mentioned, top 10. He ranks, let's see, third in career games. So 189 games in what, 4 seasons. He is fourth
And that's the
in at
missing game
bat.
for school too.
Right.
That's
So
what,
he's
that's what I'm saying. Is like I want to like well, I'll say it after because Rico has a question, so I'll get to Rico question. Anybody want to ask this question, or you want me? Yeah, I just want me to take it.
I could read that one.
Okay, okay.
The one on the screen now?
Yeah.
And who it coming from?
From Rico Canario.
Okay.
Shout out
So
Rico. Shout out, big up.
Rico is asking, who was the most talented player that you ever played with or against?
From like home or just ever?
Period. Yeah.
both.
I know from home, talent wise, I think like out of all of us growing up, I used to always say Deshaun Brooks were the best one. And then one of the other most talented people I ever had played with or against was actually Lebron Saro. Like that dude have insane talent. Like he always been extremely talented. As far as college, uh, one of the most talented people I played against was this lefty dude, A&T. I think Karen, his name was Jeremy Jones. His name was.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah,
man, jeez,
that
yeah, he was
dude.
MIAC player
Man,
of the
that dude
year
was
for a
one of the
couple
best
years.
hitters I ever see go to the plate. Like that dude could hit. Yeah,
That didn't
and
sound familiar.
Yeah, I think if I am mistaken, he was MIAC player of the year like 2 or 3 years running.
yeah,
Like he was
that
legit.
was one of the best hitters I ever see pick up a bat like playing against. Like that dude could hit like nothing, man.
Have you ever hit a pitcher that made it pros against a pitch in college, and you know that they made it pros?
Yeah, so but it wasn't one in college that I could remember. But when I played for the St. Thomas team one time, and we went to Cuba, like we went to actual Cuba to play in a tournament over there, and Team USA were there. And like I think if we had more personnel, we would. I think Team USA was the only team over there that you could see that were actually better than us. Like hands down, they were easily better than us. Their starting pitcher that start against us was David Price. He started the game against us. They had a Weeks boy, Jameel Weeks. He was on that team as well too. And so when you say best most talented, Pedro Alvarez, he was on that team as well too. That dude killed that tournament. It didn't matter where you throw the ball, the ball went in the gap. So yeah, so he was on that USA team as well that we played against over there. And we remember them because the USA team was the only team that actually cheered for us when we were playing. Like nobody else cheered for them. We're the only ones cheered for them, and they're the only one cheered for us when we got the tournament. And we ended up playing against them in one of the games. And I think they beat us like 4-1, but we didn't have a reliable catcher over there. So we didn't have a catcher. We didn't have enough pitching. We had a good hitting lineup though. Like our lineup could have hit and we could have played defense, but we had no one to catch. And I ended up pitching, and I don't pitch.
Right.
So I didn't pitch since high school. I didn't pitch. So and I had ended up pitching on that team as well.
Name some of the players you guys carried over there to Cuba.
The same ones I had list. Kilo Thomas, Leroy Thomas, take Kyle Amata.
Before you go any further, Kilo is your boy?
Yeah.
Kilo live here with me, you know.
Yeah, that's what brother boy Kilo playing a lot of softball now and thing though. So yeah, that he won that team. Yeah,
I texted me right now.
Yeah, that was my boy.
Making sure he watched the live, brother.
We had take couple people from St. Croix too, but only ones I really remember from St. Croix is because I played on a team with them before too. I think Leon Lang, we call him Stimby. So I don't know if you know him from St. Croix.
No.
But yeah, so who else? We had Kyle, Deshaun, Hakeem, Francis. I can't remember if Jason was on that team or Jason. Justin was on the Santo Domingo team when we went there. He wasn't on the Cuba team, so I don't think he was able to make it when we went that
Okay.
year.
Man, that's a good experience. That's a very good experience.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks. It was long, and we didn't have any contact back with home because they were like you can't use your cell phone or anything like that. But it was fun though. Couldn't speak Spanish or anything like that too, and then so. But yeah, that part of it was fun. They one of the people there in Cuba were actually very, very friendly. Like they were real friendly. And we were talking to them like on the beach and stuff like that. Then 1 minute you'll see them just like walk away from you. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. But then they'll tell us like they had to walk away when like the military police were coming. They couldn't be seen talking to us as Americans. So that was
wow.
Oh, what happened to the yeah? So that was a little different.
How was the food?
The food was actually good, but they didn't drink a lot of mango juice though. I ain't drinking mango. I can eat that mango, but the juice is they didn't drink a lot of mango juice because they had so much. I ain't never seen that much mango trees before in my life, like in one place.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had a ton of mangoes. So yeah, so a lot of the juice was mango juice over there. But yeah, food was good. We only got to go into like Havana. I think one time we got to go to Havana itself. So, but I don't really. That was like 2006. So it's a little fuzzy.
That's a
to
long
remember
time ago
everything
these
back
days.
then.
Right.
You should remember that like it was yesterday, man. Are you still a baby?
He's just aging well, like all of us.
So what's in college? What's your most hit in a game?
I don't know. I think maybe four.
I was gonna say 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah.
Ah.
You did it four hits twice.
Oh, okay.
Pang with the trivia.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Pang.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Who's the toughest you face?
In college or
Yeah, in college.
In college, the Karen, you remember the one boy from A&T? Yeah, I forget.
Gamble? No.
Huh?
Was it somebody Gamble?
Nah, Gamble was a third baseman. I forget the pitcher name though.
I don't remember.
I can't remember his name, but that dude had a slider. Like I couldn't hit that for none. I think he struck me out. I think that was my first ever hat trick at the plate. Like I couldn't hit that ball. Like I couldn't see it. Like I couldn't see it out of his hand, and he would not throw a fastball. Like he will not throw any fastballs to me. Like, and I think he had me hitting third. I was third in the lineup that game too, and I think the game before, because it was a doubleheader, and he pitched the second game. That first game, I think I had like 2 or 3 hits in that game, hitting fifth, and then he moved me up to third, and then you were eating me alive with that slider.
Let's see. No, I can't find it. Ooh,
I can't remember his name.
What's the toughest pitch to hit from a lefty? And this is just specifically for you. What's the toughest pitch to hit from a lefty? And what's the toughest pitch to hit from a righty for you?
The righty, the hardest pitch for me is the slider. That's by far the hardest pitch for me to hit from a right-hander. I think my numbers against lefty were way better than right-handed numbers, but the hardest pitch of a lefty was the changeup for me.
Okay, the changeup.
Yeah, and
you said from a lefty, the changeup.
Yeah, from a lefty, the changeup, but the changeup was the toughest pitch to hit. I had one of my best friends, Demise Williams. He was a lefty pitcher on our team as well too. Like this dude had everything to make it to the next level. Like he had it, and one day, like in a scrimmage, he were throwing to me because I used to always talk trash, like you cannot strike me out. And I wanted to hit it off the wall so bad, but he threw a change up, and like I swung so hard, like lost sight of the ball and everything just missed. Like I couldn't hit the change up. Um, but yeah, but he had the talent and everything to go pro, and he had the letters and everybody looking and stuff like that. And then one day in practice, he's we were working on a pickoff move, and he picked off the first base, and he just dropped to the ground. So, and he went from throwing like topping like 92, 93 as a lefty to, if he threw the ball his hardest, it would have been like maybe 78.
Oh man.
Just from that one pickoff move. The next season, he could barely break 80 after that.
So he messed up his
Shoulder injury. Yeah.
labrum or rotator or one of them.
Yep, and he had it though. Like he had everything to go to the next level as a lefty pitcher.
We have before we get to you, Karen. I'm gonna Steve. I have a question. Who is your favorite player in the major league?
So right now it was I had a tough time deciding between Lindor and Francisco Lindor and oh god, I'm drawing a blank now. Like little dude on the Astros. Altuve. Yeah, it was between them two, and I ended up picking Lindor as my favorite player. Favorite player all time is Kenny Lofton and Vladimir Guerrero.
Okay. Wow. Nice.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Man, good players.
I don't know any of the names you just said.
That's cool. Random sidebar, because again, I hear in the records, had to dig for our other illustrious baseball player in the MEAC. Mumba was second team all conference in 2004, and then
Really?
first team, in 2003.
Second crazy?
Second team both times. Yeah, so second team 2003, 2004.
Second team both years.
According to the record books.
If you look at I don't get off of me real quick, but if you look at my stats from my GAA to my CIA, they're totally opposite. My CIA was terrible. I can't even make second team. I don't even know how.
Yeah.
But I can't believe I met plus Steve my GAA.
So, are you playing at the same time?
No.
A couple years after.
I was like,
Nah, we would. If I had went Norfolk State right away, I would have played 1 year against him. But I didn't go right away though. I went to Morgan State for 1 year, and I didn't play any ball that 1 year. So then I ended up going to Norfolk State, and he just left. But I used to hear about him all the time.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. I make a little name for myself in the MEAC, man. Just because I was tall. Tall and black. That's the only thing. That's the reason.
Yeah, because they had a lot of them. They had a lot of Hispanic boys. Because you played for Melendez, right?
Yeah.
So he, had his people, and you stood out.
Our team were mostly Latin players too. So yeah. We have another question here from Steve. Oh, go ahead, Karen. My bad.
Yeah, another question from Stephen Hodge. While in your playing career, did you
Who is that guy?
Said the guy in the blue shirt named Stephen Hodge. But did you always display your VI pride while you were playing?
Yeah, so like in the dorms, like every dorm I had, I always had my VI flag in the dorm, and then I also had like a little VI medallion I used to wear all the time. And then, baseball players superstitious, so as soon as I wasn't doing good, the medallion had to come off. Like so. I was like, this medallion is slighting me. So,
what was your walk-up song? I don't remember. Or did you have multiple over the years?
Yeah, I had multiple over the years, but then is the only one I really remember is because one, the ones that were picking the music, some of it were like so.
Right.
So I think the one I remember the most was Cali Bud's Blind to You Haters. So I don't know why. I just picked that, like play that one. And
Gotcha.
and so that was my most memorable one.
That's a popular one too. A lot of players used to have that.
So now I last now. Explain when you say you walk up music. Like explain that.
Oh, every time you go into the plate, so they'll make like a CD for the whole team, and whenever it's like my turn to hit, the press box will play my song as I go up to the plate, and that was for the entire team. You just had a designated song that would play when you go to the plate. Like most schools do that as well too, though. A majority of the schools you play do that.
Yeah.
Now one time you scant up to the plate.
Nah, no, I think I think my second year I had a pressure song and I can't remember though. Like I don't remember what my song
I
was.
want to say yes, but I don't remember. It's been so many years.
Can't
ago.
remember.
Mumba, what was your song when you warming up the pitch?
I didn't have one. I can't remember having one in college, but professional. It was my first couple of years. It was Tupac, "Ambitions of a Rider the Beat." You know.
I tell I remember was a gangster. You know.
And then my second half of my career, it was Kanye West. Can't tell me nothing. So wait till I get my money right.
Right.
I almost cussed. People used to go crazy for that song. That song, I don't know what it is. Every time somebody hear it, they used to go nuts.
Awesome. Okay, other random question, Moriba. Did you play with Jose?
Which Jose?
That's a good question. Okay, better question. Did you play in an ODU game where I think Jose got busted in the face? And
Jose Torres.
Yes. Okay.
Man,
so I have a ball from that game.
Man, I thought that ball knocked his head off. Like he get hit so hard.
Tell that story. And
so we were playing against like ODU, and their field, like the bounce on their field was a lot faster than ours at Norfolk State. We had like thicker grass and everything. Their grass was just so flat that the ball used to like it sprung off the grass, and he hit a line drive straight to him, and it just took a hop and hit him right in the eye. Like the runner even stopped. Like everybody paused and was like, "Oh my God!" Like I thought he was gonna be out for a long, but he had a like bruised eye for probably maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. He was bruised pretty bad. Then I remember the one thing that we always talk about, that me and my old teammates would talk about though, was remember the trainer Trish?
Yes. Trish trips.
So it was a serious moment because he get hit in his face, but then the trainer would run. It was so cold. I think outside temperature was like maybe like 20 something, or like 28 degrees. And so she was running out in a big coat, and she just head dive. and for space, so it's like everybody was scared for him, but then that happened. It's like, oh my God, so. Like that one for Karen, you wrong for that though. Like,
I mean, because I have the ball right here. It's in my bookshelf, and I was like, I wonder if he played with Jose. So yeah, it was.
You said the ball that he get hit in his face with?
It wasn't the exact ball. It was a ball from the game.
Yeah. So it might be the ball.
Okay.
Possibly, but I don't think it's the one.
Trust me, if it was me, that was the ball.
So yeah, it was super cold outside.
My story.
Super cold, and the ball hit the edge of the grass, and the ground was still kind of frozen because I think it was in like February, and it's it's cold up here still. So the ball hit, bounced in his face. Trisha's coming out, the trainer's coming out the dugout. She her foot hits the top step, so she trips, but then she catches herself, so she's running and tripping, and then she face plants. So Jose is out there bleeding to death, and then we out here laughing at Trish, and I was like, this shouldn't be this funny, but it kind of is. And Jose was fine, and Trish was fine, and everybody lived to tell the story.
Man, that's terrible, man. Gee, that's a rough one.
It was.
A lot of our early games, though, used to be insanely cold. Like, I remember one game we played against Villanova, and for some reason the game started at, I think it was probably like maybe 50 or 60 some degrees, so it wasn't too bad. And then by the time we were like in the fourth or fifth, it was down to the 30s and then low 20s. I mean high 20s, and it rained, it had snow, it had everything coming down that day, and like that used to be the roughest part about playing at Norfolk State. Like the February season into March, like it was just like dumb cold out there every single game. Like I used to hate going out there because of that. Like
I remember you complaining about it being cold.
But then the crazy thing is like we had the cold gear and everything like that. But me being from Los Angeles, you can't wear nothing tight. So I didn't like the tight gear on me. So I used to play in the regular baggy sleeves. So I'll have on. So I used to have on a t-shirt, then 3 on my sleeves, like my NSU long sleeves, and then my uniform shirt. Like when I take it off, you could feel like the weight of how much clothes I were wearing out there to play. Like it used to be like really, really cold to where like I don't want to play today. Like this is like, why are we out here playing in this right now?
He used to look like he was playing in the Negro leagues with the big baggy sleeves under his jersey.
Yeah, I used to be the only one in the baggy sleeves. I didn't like the tight uniform.
Now look at you out there cold. Didn't have to be.
So we got a question here from Stephen Hodge. How often do you play? How often do you currently play?
Do you currently play?
So I come to this station here in Key West summer 2020. So before coming here in Virginia, I used to play in this adult league up there. I used to play with this team called the Pit Bulls. Like that's after college, that was some of the most fun I had playing on that team as well too. So we used to play 2 games every Sunday. I think I played 5 seasons with them. We make it to the championship. 5 seasons I played. So the first 2 we lost in the championship, and then the next 2 we won, and then the 5th one we lost the 5th one. And I think that last season we played was 18 and 19.
Okay, so kind of recently. Who else was on that team with you from school?
From school, I had Demise come out to play. Brandon Hairston came out. We had Orny Banks come out. John Boyd played as well too.
Okay,
those are the 2. That. Yeah, we had a whole Norfolk State team out there dominating the adult league.
Nice.
So the Orny Banks and John Boyd, those were the 2 that had hit the back-to-back home run against A&T when I get picked off in the 9th inning.
Blame them. Or congratulate them because you ended up winning, you said, right?
Yeah, we won 2 of the championships, and we lost the first 2 though.
Cool.
So go ahead, Mumba.
No, I was gonna say if you want to get to this question and then go and follow up with what you was going think.
No, go ahead and ask the question first.
Okay. What was the most beautiful or memorable park you ever played on?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Let's see. Beautiful and memorable park. I think one of the best parks, like just nice feel, was VMI, the military school. So they actually took real good care of their field, and we also had a great ground school at Norfolk State though. Like it was like a 2 or 3 man ground school with Vince, and they always did a great job on our field as well. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of like which is the best park I ever played in.
Yeah, Norfolk State was my favorite park.
Can you hear me?
In the MIAC. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Best
Yeah,
feeling.
we actually had a really good park.
And just a little more history because it's my school and I know it. The guy that coached Moriba, the field is actually named after him. So he was
Oh wow.
coaching what, like, I think,
Oh yeah,
I
Coach
don't,
Miller.
yeah, I don't know what year they built it, but basically from the time they built the field, it had his name on it. And he retired, I think, after Moriba, after your first year. Wait, it was, right? I
Hmm.
think so. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
he
yeah.
actually
Second.
he moved to be the athletic director after game number 4 of my first
Okay,
year.
okay. So what the first year? So yeah, so he was baseball
Yeah,
coach for 33 years, I think, and then he went on to be athletic
yeah,
director for like another
Oh wow.
15. And he's no longer athletic director. He retired 2 years ago, but still literally goes to work every day on campus with the president's office. So he's literally still around.
Is that shot caller? No.
Is he? Yeah, he he works with the president. So yeah, he out here
Yes,
doing
you're a
daily
shot
stuff.
caller.
But it's pretty cool to play for literally a living legend who the field was named after. Piece of
yeah.
history.
And that
Yeah,
was
pretty
I was just
solid
happy that
history.
he actually gave me the chance to come back out though. And after I went to walk on, like that first day, like he he came to me himself and like, yeah, you can come back tomorrow and we get you set up to continue playing. So
That's pretty cool. Good old Marty. Pang, you had a question?
I don't forget what my question was. It gonna come
So
back to me though.
you know,
Let
come
me
back.
yeah.
So so what was, and this question is for you and Pam too at the same time, because I don't think I ever asked this question before. What was going through your mind when you was playing your last collegiate baseball game?
yeah, so the last collegiate game, um, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
Yeah,
think
we
I'm
we
losing
hear you
signal
good.
out there again now. Try to shift again.
no, we could hear you good, man.
Yeah, so my last game, I we were in a championship in the MIAC again against Bethune Cookman. We were in a championship game,
Okay,
and
I figured that.
I think so that the during that tournament. So we lost game 1 against I think it was A&T. We lost that game number 1, so we had to come from the losers bracket. So we were already light and pitching. So because then I think the year before, yeah, the year before, one of our top pitch, like our probably number 2 or number 3 pitcher, he had to have surgery because they ended up finding he had a tumor. So
Oof,
he would have
Jesus.
been there to pitch for us, but we didn't have him anymore. But that last tournament that we had, so after we lost game 1, we won. I forget. I don't remember who we beat game 2 and 3. And then like the night before the championship game, I ended up hitting a ball off the top of my left foot. So I was in pain. Like as soon as that ball bounced off my foot, I could barely stand anything. They came out to me, and as soon as the coach and everybody came to me, like, look, you ain't taking me out this game. And I'm like, I am not coming out of this game. I am playing. Like so, we ended up winning that night game to go to the championship game the next day. But we had to beat Bethune twice. I was like, we had already run through all the pitching we had in the last like 3 days, so we didn't have any pitching left. And so I was injured with my foot. The third base dude named Chris Joyce, he messed up his shoulder during that same night game, and then the dude at second base messed up his hamstring as well. So the whole infield were injured, and then
Jeez.
the morning of the final game, the championship game, I was in it. The head trainer told me to come there. I went there for like maybe like 3 or 4 hours just getting work on my one foot. So game time about to start, and I still in the training room. After like joking around and stuff, he sit me down and he was like, look, when you go out there, we ain't showing no pain, nothing. Like you have the ball on this foot. I was like, all right, let's go. So he wrap it up. I went out, look at the lineup just to make sure. Cause I was like, if my name was not on that lineup to play, we were gonna have problems in that dugout that day. So I went, look at the lineup, and so he wrote the coach write the lineup, but he had leave the guy was hitting second that year. He left that line blank. And he turned to me like, "You ready?" I was like, "I playing. Like, let's go."
Yeah. Let's
I
go.
just wow, they're just limping like that. So much pain. I was like, "Cannot take me out this game, dude." I think I had 2 hits in that game, but we just didn't have enough against to beat Bethune twice. Like we didn't have nothing left after playing an extra 4 games in 2 games a day. Like
Right.
we'll play a game, the whole team will be in my room in the suites. Everybody sleep on the floor. And then for the because we had the 10 o'clock game, and then we had the 6 o'clock game at night. So we were just back and forth every day, and we made it to the finals, but just didn't have anything left though.
Was those games still playing in Whitewater Sports?
No, we
What did
hosted those year, right?
Some of the stuff.
They said the wind blowing your
I ain't any
signal.
last question. That's not my bad.
They're saying the wind blowing your signal like it blew
Yeah,
your
I was trying to shift places on the ship. I was trying to move to a different spot to see if I get a better signal and stuff too.
Did we host that tournament that year at Norfolk State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Only
but I think,
only one tournament.
Oh, go ahead, Moriba.
Yeah, only one tournament that were on that we didn't host. That was the first year when we went to Disney, and then
Right.
the rest 3 we hosted. And I know the sophomore year we were 2-0 in that tournament. Like that were rough, and that was one of our best teams. The junior year, I think we win maybe 2 in the tournament, and then we get knocked out. And then we win the championship my freshman year and senior year.
Yeah, so Mumbai, it was 2 years after you left that they stopped at Disney.
Stop at Disney.
That used to be awesome.
Yeah, Disney was nice, man.
Yeah, because it would be baseball, softball, track and field, and tennis championships going on all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it used to be amazing.
So you used to attend these stuff when you were in school, Karen? You always
No,
been like
I was working then.
Oh,
because
okay.
Moriba first year playing was my first year working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then when Muma came up here, I was in school. But when we did all the traveling, I was already working.
Oh, that's what's up.
And Karen used to hold us down at Norfolk State. Like, man, look, if it weren't for her, we wouldn't have a lot of stuff. Like, she used to hold us down, the VI people at Norfolk
Nice.
State. I remember one time I had to go, I would try and go back home just for, like, I think it was Christmas break. And, like, the tickets from everything out of Norfolk were just so expensive. And I was like, man, so I find a cheap ticket from DC. And she had asked me, like, what are you doing for Christmas break? I said, I'm going home, but my flight in DC, though, I don't know how I'm going to get to DC. I said, all right. Next morning, Karen Wright pick me up, take me to DC so I could go home.
Oh my God. I
what's up.
don't remember. Did somebody ride with us?
Yeah, I think it was Cookie come with us.
Okay, that sounds about right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we did a turnaround trip, 3 hours up the street, come back to come back home.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
man.
I mean, you owe her 2 rear tires.
My son, I owe Karen. I owe Karen way more than that. Karen used to look
Oh my
out
God.
every time in school. No matter what it was, she used to always look out for anything.
Yeah, Karen to bring the intelligence of the podcast.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
Oh man,
That's
yeah,
facts.
them were good times, man. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, I had to take care of my people, man, because I know how I had it when I went to school, and if I didn't have the older people from the VI looking out for me, I wouldn't have made it either, man. So I had to
That's
pay
true.
it forward. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. It's always good to hear the VI link up, and it's always good to know you got somebody, who y'all might not have the same road or that you traveled coming up, but like the same experiences, but just coming from the VI, that says it all. Like, like we coming from a small island, so she could always relate to what you're going through and vice versa. You know what I mean? So I know I was homesick from day one when I moved America, and I know I
Yeah,
wanted to go back home. So having
me
Frenchie
too.
in school with me saved me. You know, that's the only reason I stay as long as I did.
Yeah, and if I'm mistaken, Moriba don't pay me back. I
Yeah,
stayed at
and
his house
she used to look
several
out big
times.
time.
Yeah, I had to
Well,
keep my
Yep.
people safe.
Karen hooked me up plenty of times with everything. Just it didn't matter. Me and Devon, like she always had look out. She look out just one of me and Devon. Me, Devon, a pain of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
so we
couple
had
other people there. Um,
a volleyball player who was from St. Thomas who were in school the same time as Moriba. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk your business, but yeah, they were in school at the same time,
That's what's
and we
up.
all looked out for each other, man. They were like my younger sisters and brothers. I
yeah,
couldn't
like
call them kids, yeah,
Karen
but
used
they
to
were
come up
family.
clutch. Yeah, she used to
That's
come up
good,
clutch
man.
for us, and all of us,
you're
all the
about to
time.
say you're about to say how we pay you back on Karen.
Oh, I think was it homecoming? I come for it was sometime I come back out here to visit, and I stayed at his house for a weekend or however long I was here. So we act like family because we are.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's good,
Yeah.
man. That's good.
Yeah, that anything Karen needed is on. Like I'm telling you, like we would have struggled a lot more in school if she wasn't there to help all of us. Though, like she literally had a hand in getting us through Norfolk State, especially like when our first year there, like we don't know anybody there,
Yeah,
and
that's the
then me
toughest
being in
year.
the athletic department and I don't know anybody else at all in the athletic department, and then I see somebody I could speak with my accent too, and like
Right, because that's a thing. That's like
just
a big thing.
It's true.
so.
Was it
But
West
like, the
Virginia
thing is, like
or
everybody else was great too,
Hmm.
But
was it West Virginia that had the shooting, or was it Norfolk? Wasn't it? It's somewhere in Virginia had the shooting on a college campus some years back.
Oh, it was
Yeah, yeah,
Virginia and Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
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 yeah. That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're about what 3-4 hours from where we are. So wasn't
Yeah.
close, but it was in the same state.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
What did
Yeah.
anything dramatic, or maybe not on that level, like happen in college while you were there? Like, and how did you handle it? Like, how did it affect you, and how did you handle it? Anything major? Could be anything. It didn't even have to nothing to do with you, but
Uh, they had a couple like any place though. Some places have it bad stuff. Like when you first reach to Norfolk State, they'll tell you like in the auditorium, stay away from like the 7-Eleven down and the one corner and stuff like that. So people will get people been robbed before and stuff like that. Like none of that stuff ain't ever happened to me. But then I met people that say, yeah, hey, I was just robbed somewhere like just in Virginia, and then the actually going to Virginia, and it wasn't really in school, but Virginia was the first time I ever experienced like any or see any like racism or anything happening. Like that was down on the beach though. That was like Virginia
Mm.
Beach. We were just walking,
wow.
not minding any business, and you had people driving by in a car and then start yelling at us. We didn't even do them nothing or say nothing to these people, and we don't even know who they was, and they just like start screaming out stuff. And I'm like, this is what it is like here. And like so that was a little different. Like cause growing up in home in living in Wrong the Field, only time I really leave Wrong the Field is to go school, go to sport events or whatever. And you wrong anywhere I normally would go is around like us. So
Yeah.
and so yeah, that was the first place I ever experienced any type of like comments like that,
Right.
getting screamed out at you and stuff like that.
so we all have talked about that at some point in our travels while we were in school, while we were up here. Like, so how did that affect you? Like, what did it make you feel like when you saw that for the first time?
For the first time, I just like look at it as like what I see on TV. I didn't yell out anything back to them. I had a couple teammates that yell out stuff. I look at it as, it makes sense to yell out at some dude riding by in a car who's screaming at us. Like, he ain't gonna come out there and say it in front of us, though, but you can keep going in your car and yell wherever you want. And then get a couple little arguments like downtown Norfolk. They won't let me in some of the places and stuff like that. They'll tell
Jeez.
me my shirt too long or my pants too big. It's like, what my shirt being long have to do with me going inside here? And like they won't let me in, stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? All right, I don't care to go out no more. And then plus we weren't going out from when we were young, like home
I don't
going out
tell
after like football games and stuff. I'm in high school, so
I don't tell people that all the time. You know, I've been in the club from like leaving 9th grade, going into my 10th grade year. Done that in the club. Like we doing this here from last.
Yeah.
That's
remember-
facts. That's facts.
yeah. So, and that, I used to get mad because like I get mad and say something at the door and stuff like that to them, like, but like I ain't gonna Virginia, like in them downtown area and stuff like that. You get too rowdy and them police down there will hem me up quick though. 'Cause I don't see the police them in Virginia Beach done knock over a dude with a horse. So like you ain't beating no horse, and so yes, I'll just stay away from that stuff.
Yeah, they've tried to get better with it, but everything he said is true. Especially out at the ocean front, at the beach. They're historically not friendly to black people out there. They're a little better now, but especially back when he was in school, it was definitely a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I've heard about West Virginia. I've definitely heard.
Yeah.
Regular Virginia. Regular Virginia. Regular
Oh, yeah.
Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard a lot about West Virginia, but I'm
Yeah.
surprised with Virginia.
I was like, don't put us out there with them.
Yeah, my bad. I apologize, everybody, all the Virginians up there. I apologize. I'm in Florida. My bad.
Okay. Don't get us started about the Florida people. But it is who. Oh, y'all in Florida, as a matter of
It's
fact.
quiet in Florida. Don't believe the stories that you hear about Florida.
I've been down there. I believe the stories. I've seen the
Dude.
people.
Mariba, do you get any calls, any offers, any to come home and give back? Like even if it's just for the summertime, and also do you do any type of coaching or training any kids in your area?
So being assigned to the ship and this job here, is ain't no way I could, like, yesterday I was working till 9 o'clock. Like today I would have still been working late because like we have like major inspection and we're getting ready to go back out to sea. So I won't have the time to like go coach right now with the amount of repairs, because the ship really old and everything too. So it's a lot of work we have to put into it to get ready to go out to sea, to make sure that we safe enough to be out there and come back safe.
Right.
So but before I had actually joined, I was coaching. I coached. I think it was like it was 13 and 14-year-olds. That were actually cool. They weren't to the age where they know everything or think they know everything or they're too grown. So it was a lot of fun coaching that. And then one time I did coach high school baseball in Norfolk. So I was coaching Booker T, and they ain't baseball players. That school they basketball players and football players, not baseball. So like we didn't have nothing when we went out there. Like the first day at tryouts, we had maybe like 20 something people out there for tryouts. I was like, all right, this is good. And then we had a bunch of people wanting to play. And as soon that Friday, the grades come out. We were down to like 11 people total that were eligible to play after grades dropped from that school. Like, and then so like this job I used to work for, I used to work for a contracting company. This one dude that hired me, dude named Matt Hills. Like that's my dude. He then, when I tell him that like, but we don't have nothing out there, he sent me with a credit card to the sports store. Because we didn't even have baseballs. So I take like baseballs out there. I buy some gloves, some tee to hit off of. Like it was so bad out there. Like, and this was the varsity team too. This is a varsity. We had one dude. He was out there practicing the one day. The next day he was left-handed one day, and then the next day he was right-handed. I was like, dude, you weren't left-handed yesterday, but he didn't know which hand to throw the ball with. So, so yeah, like that. And this, and like I said, this was the varsity team. Like, and we had to play with what we had. So it was tough. I used to go over to this because it right across the street from Norfolk State as well. So I would go over to the school. I'll get I got some ground crew equipment and stuff to help us like fix the field because it was a terrible field. So me and my one friend, he'll just take his truck, we'll drag the field. We needed weights. We had a player sit on top of the drag while we drag it so it could hold the drag down and work. I got Vince came over and fixed the mount for us. So we had the worst team in the district, but we had the best mound though. We had the best pitching mound. Like but we didn't have it. We had two players that could play on another level, like D2 level, and then everybody else normally like talent wise they won't they wouldn't even make a JV team now when we were growing up. But it was fun though. We lose every game except the final game. So the final game, I was in the dog pile with them at the plate, and like I was on top of the dog pile. So that part of it was fun. We had a couple of them. One dude, he got a scholarship to Norfolk State for band. He just wanted to play baseball. So we had the players that couldn't make the basketball team or make the football team. So they wanted to play a sport though. So it's like, shoot, we have to take you on the baseball team because we don't have enough people if we don't take you.
Right.
So that it was fun and it was tough though. Like it was really tough.
Yeah, man, that's tough, man.
Yeah, and then seeing like the whole, because the health teacher was the coach, but he wasn't a baseball player or anything like that. He was just doing it so we could have a team. So and then one of the players that could play, he was from home as well too, and he was staying with me. So when he transferred up, he would try and go to one of the other school, and then they tell him that the house he was staying in wasn't in the district. So he ended up living with me, but his address was still at the other house he was at. So and the school was down the street from my job. So I used to take him every day and then pick him up and take him home. And he was like, yo, you could come out and help. Like this is terrible. And when I went out there, it was bad. Like, it was really bad. And I ended up arguing with one of the little boys, and I shouldn't have argued with him though. Like little dude, he was like maybe like 5'2", and he said he going pro. And I look at him like he started talking trash to me, and I'm like, man, dude, I was better than you when I was 7 years old, boy. Like, so, and I think back and then I'm like, man, I shouldn't have said that to him, but like he was really trash talking, though. Like he was talking like he was good, and he wasn't. So, but yeah, like I said, it was rough, but I did have fun with them, especially when we won that one game, and like explaining it to them, like, so like even just running the bases, they will think that one dude, he would touch second and run into left field, and when he's out, he asks why he out, like, because you cannot run. You have to stop on second and third base. You cannot run through those bases like you do first base. And some of them wasn't even grasping that, like they didn't know which base they could keep running and which one they had to stop on. Like so.
Yeah, so a rookie question.
Mm-hmm.
You automatically out if you run off the base? Like if you run like you going straight to third, if you just, let's say you just like you said, how you to run to first and then you could keep running and then you're
yeah.
Out. If you do that at second, you just automatically out, or
he didn't like run to second and run towards third. He run to second and keep going straight towards left field.
Like he jogging it off.
Yeah.
And then they outie, or he just automatically out.
You out, yeah. you out to the baseline anyhow if you start running out towards the left field, and then they just tag him though. And like even in practice, I would try to tell him like, dude, you can only do that to first base. You cannot do that running to second. And he was like, why I out? I reached to second base before the ball reached. I was like, yeah, but you didn't stay on second base.
Oh man,
Jeez,
that's
man.
funny.
So, Reina just asked, did you talk about how good of a football player you was?
I didn't know you played football. Yeah, I didn't know you played football.
Yeah,
I play high school. I was all right. The only thing that really helped me in football a lot too is that I was faster than a lot of people out there too. So, like I played 11 and 12th grade in vast tackle football. So I played receiver and safety. But only thing with safety, nobody really threw the ball. So it was. I hated tackling. Like I did not like to tackle people at all. I used to do it, but I didn't like doing it though. And so like I remember one day playing against Arawaks, that's the private school. Jarvis, coach Francisco Jarvis used to coach them at that point when I was playing. And I knew Jarvis from when I was growing up because he was the first. I played BD basketball in elementary school for him, and we won a championship, and that's how I know him from then. And playing against the Arawaks team, like they will just run the ball all the time. One play, I get hot, so I had to come up for that one play, and then he passed the ball deep that one time when I when I was out there. I'm like, dude, you serious? Like you got me out here tackling people, but yeah, I never had like to tackle the but I played football with some like really good people too. I had one of my good friends called Jermaine Payne. That dude was a freak athlete. He's one of the fastest people I ever played against or played with. Like good dude, and then like he ended up getting he was the size and he had the athletic ability to play at any Division I football school he wanted to play in. Like anyone he could have played. He was good enough to make that team, just speed and build alone. Like he could make it. Like he was faster than me in sneakers, boots. If we had raised Karen. And Karen, I could have run. And he was faster than me in boots.
Yeah. Wow.
He was faster than me in boots. So, but then he ended up getting sick and doctor telling me he can't play anymore though. So that sucked. So but yeah, and I played a little bit of basketball, but so only time I played all three sports was like middle school though, because after I reached high school and I played tackle, I needed a break. I was used to be in so much pain from tackle. I want to play baseball, so I need to recover from this tackle football season to then get ready to play baseball, especially like traveling and stuff like that. And then I ran track too. I don't know if Lorena gonna put her in there too. So the crazy thing about like track, they've been wanting me to run track from in high school, and I was like, I have to wear that uniform, and they're like, yeah, like I ain't running that. Like, so all the years, because I know myself, if I see one of my friends in that track uniform, I am going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I couldn't put a uniform on. So like senior year, they were like, nah, you don't have to wear it. I say, all right, I can come out there. So I never forget that my first. So I went out there like on a Wednesday for practice. Saturday night, the first track meet. So I was the only one. When they call me up for my race, I was the only one out there that everybody else in their full suit, everybody in the blocks. They're like, you want the blocks? I'm like, nah, I don't even know how to use them thing. So I out there in basketball pants, a t-shirt, and some white Air Force. Like,
oh my God!
Yeah, my first ever track meet, and I already terrified. I don't even know who these people is, and I scared out my mind. And everybody in the block stand up, and I just stand up on the line normal. And as soon as the gun bust, like I was so scared, I take off. So I went in the lead for like it was 100 meter. I went in the lead for like 85 meter, and then the gas light come on, and I couldn't. I couldn't hold the lead no more though. After all the adrenaline wear off, I come in third. So my first ever meet though, but that was one of the like scariest time. The scariest I ever felt in a sport was that first race in
You gotta
track.
see some pictures,
But I
man. You gotta see
I
some
couldn't
pictures
wear
of
the
that.
uniform.
You got to see some pictures.
Right?
I
You
got to
came
see
in.
the picture.
You came in third. Did that earn you a medal, or that was just to earn points for your team?
No, yeah, that was just points for the track team. That wasn't like a medal race or anything like that.
Sure.
And like I say, I only run. I was only running for like 3 days before that meet. Like I didn't know anything about track. I just was like, why we out here just running just to run? Like now you try to see me faster.
Was it the 200, like the 100, the 800? What was the?
They were the one.
100.
They were the 100. That first race was the 100. Yeah. And then like the more I started to train in track, then I ended up getting some like track shoes. The coach ended up getting us some track shoes and stuff like that. Because I didn't know anything about track shoes.
Out here
Like
running
I said,
in
I was
Air
out there in
Forces.
practice every day in sneakers.
If you had the
Yeah,
track shoes,
I
you
went in
gonna
white
win.
Air Force or black Air Force One every day. And I didn't know anything about I knew nothing about track except
Extra stuff right there,
I
bro.
wasn't wearing that uniform.
So imagine if he had on his spikes, he could
And
have kept
so that,
the energy.
and then like I end up running in we run in Puerto Rico one race, and like to this day I still remember that race. It was the 4x1 race in Puerto Rico in the poly relays, and we changed the lineup that we were practicing with, and they put me on the anchor, and my friend from around the field named Darren, they moved him to the third leg, and like we had this race won like easy because we had the lead going in, and then me and him dropped the baton on the last leg, and like that baton dropped in slow motion, and I can still feel it to this day. I still feel the pain of that baton dropping. Like,
Did they get hooked up in your
I was like,
basketball
there's
shots?
no way they were gonna catch me on that last stretch.
Did the baton get hooked up in your basketball shots?
Nah. So that when we went over there, so I didn't run in the tights. I still didn't put on because I know people would have take pictures. So we went to the mall and they buy. So I had on like a little regular vest, the little like white beta vest, and they were like, all right, you can run in these pants. So I went like little windbreaker pants. They were really, really small, but they won't like tight like the tracksuit.
So you couldn't wear like a
But
bicycle.
you can't like that's like school mentality.
You couldn't wear like a bicycle.
I won't wear that tight clothes.
Short pants.
He wasn't doing it. It
In
wasn't.
high
wasn't gonna
school,
do
you
it
can't
either.
wear
No.
nothing tight.
That's the mentality. I wasn't gonna do it them times either.
Name blame me
You
because
can't in high school. You couldn't wear nothing tight.
Yeah.
living in St. Croix, there was nowhere.
If your pants were tight in school,
yeah, that won't happen.
Yeah, that won't happen. Like you said, jokes. It's gonna be another one. Jokes.
You know who
Yeah.
get me to, you know who started to get me to wear tights in Tiga, you know. I used to go and watch Tiga and them play, and Tiga used to wear tights underneath he basketball shot. I was like, "Son, what the hell you doing with that there hand underneath your?" He said, "My son, this shadow, it actually to help warm you up and keep you warm." So I said, okay, I get he to get one from his team, and I start wearing them in school, and I never play basketball without the tights. And matter of fact, I cannot play basketball without wearing tights underneath my basketball shorts anymore. I
yeah,
can't.
well, that's different to wear the tights underneath the basketball shorts, but you gonna go play basketball with the tights on the outside without the basketball shorts?
No, but I was asking you, you won't wear tights underneath your track shorts?
No, that would be too much clothes. Then, because if you put on the tights, then that's what you're supposed to run in.
Right.
You try and cut the least amount of wind hole in your back.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't I won't run in track if I had to wear them things. I know that.
that's why I tell them.
Not even the tights. The short pants them too short.
Yeah,
I
so
know that.
like looking back at it too, though, is like I look at it like, man, that could have helped me a lot more as well too moving forward. But like I say, at that point of time, that wasn't the mentality. The mentality was, if anybody from around the field see me in these hair, I ain't gonna hear the end of that.
I tell you, boy.
So
Muma, you came after the shot, the real small pants them and Arthur. You came after we when our coach bring out their uniform and tell me we got wear they use your son. I say, coach, if I got wear this, I mean playing, you know. So he let me play. He let me play. Our gym shots was a little longer. And that's what I used to playing. Well, I let man playing, and then you could see right up to them, the top of them man tight. I complain them shots them. So I felt just like him. Just like him. They got people in the audience watching me, Mr. There is no way I get no chance this little sharp at Jefferson. No, sir, I am not playing. No way I am playing. So all these men, they are full-fledged uniform, and I'm the only man on the team. Get my and I ain't even the tallest person on the team. I get my gym shots.
I tell you.
There was no way I was
Yep.
putting up
So
little
it is when
pants.
you're young, man. That's how it is for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. You know, you do what you know, and you know, you just kind of stick with it. So hopefully you've all evolved.
Facts. My basketball career almost ended before it started. I won't win them shots.
Oh gosh.
How was that transition going into the Coast Guard? Like how all of that played out? Was did you have plans to do that from the beginning, or how
yeah,
it came
so
about?
yeah, so when I finished school and everything and were done with everything, like I was applying for jobs, like ton of jobs, and like everybody's saying you don't have experience, you don't have experience, and I was like, man, how am I gonna get experience if you don't give me a job? Like,
Right.
so this one dude, like I said, first career job I had was an engineering job. Dude named Matt Hales is who gave me the job. So I was working with him for like 5 years and stuff, but then we were working like government contracts. So then the government contract ended up changing state to Rhode Island. I was like, I am not moving to no Rhode Island. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try something different. And we were also, one dude he had hired was a retired Navy captain. So I talked to him about it. Like, he's like, yeah, it'll be a good choice. And I was like, I want to just try something different. And then I applied, and I got accepted to be an officer in the Coast Guard. So then the first day when I report to OCS, Officer Candidate School, like day one, when they start screaming at me, I was like, why am I here? Like, why did I choose to put here? Like, I didn't need to do this. Like, I was like, you're so stupid. Like, you want to try something different, and you're just getting yelled at. And I didn't even know how to put on the uniform. And when I first reached it too, like, and so I had like two roommates, and they were getting yelled at because they've been in the Coast Guard, so they were getting screamed at because my uniform wasn't on right. And I feel terrible. I was feeling terrible because, like, man, like, sorry, I keep apologizing to them, like, I'm sorry that I'm getting you screamed at, because they only scream at me for a little bit, but then they scream at them more. And I was like, oh God, I feel like trash, like these man here. And that the first day, like, they start to actually dress me because of like a time limit. They have to be dressed and out the room and ready to go. And I was not making the time because one, I didn't know what all the parts of the uniform was. And when she asked me, I run out the door one day, she was like, what are you missing? I looked down, like, I have no idea. And she was like, and they get screaming because I didn't have on a belt. And then the belt wasn't a regular belt, so I didn't know how to put a belt on. And then the bottom of the pants were baggy, and like, oh God, this is a terrible situation right here. And
They didn't teach you, like, or maybe they just give you a one-time course.
It was to force the ones that, because like when you go to officer candidate school or when you go to OCS, it was like 55 people there, but only 9 of us were brand new. Everybody else was enlisted in the Coast Guard before, and they just went to OCS after that. So they knew how to wear the uniform. Some of them been in for like 5, 7, 10 years, stuff like that. So they were getting yelled at because, like, you need to help your shipmate. Like, help him. Like, he's struggling, you need to help. And like that's what the main thing of the Coast Guard is. Like, the main mission is one of the main mission is to like help people. So we go out there and like search and rescue and stuff like that. We do counter narcotics and stuff like that, like stopping drugs and everything too as well. But for me, the mission I really like the search and rescue ones. But like I tell you a quick little story. I think it was, I forget the name of the hurricane. I think Hurricane Eta or one of them. We were just coming back from patrol. Like we stopped, pulled in, and then we get ordered to go back out the next day because the hurricane was passing Key West. So we went out there to run from the hurricane or so the ship don't be in any danger here at the pier. And then we get a call saying a boat leaving from Cuba to migrate to the U.S. to try and make it across. So I was like, man, why are they gonna do this here right now? And how we find out that they were coming is the Cuban guards saw them leaving, and they tell them, look, a hurricane is coming. And then they said, yeah, we know, but since the hurricane coming, the Coast Guard ain't gonna be in the way, so we can make it to the U.S. Which they were actually correct, because we move everybody out the way of the hurricane. But then now, since they were coming, we get sent towards the hurricane to go get them.
Wow.
Come to find out, no, that so we steaming towards them like full speed. They capsized around like 8 o'clock that night because the sea was so rough.
Wow.
So we thinking like, man, ain't no way in this world we gonna find these people. And then like 2 o'clock the next afternoon, we had a call over the radio. One of the cargo ship was like, look, they get 2 people in the water, and they were yelling for like help and stuff. So we turned towards them, and I don't know how they just were so lucky to end up being near where we were going towards them. Like, we just happened to go in the right direction, because looking for somebody in that big ocean is a lot of ocean. So there were 22 of them that had to leave.
Jeez.
But so we were actually able to rescue 11, and the cargo ship pick up 2 more, and then. So, but the seas were just so rough, like the ship was just rocking over, and everybody out there trying to fling life rings in the water. One lady we didn't get to save, like she had, like when we pull up close to her with the ship, she had already passed away. So it's like normally you would stop and take the body out, but we still had people alive in the water though. So we couldn't stop to pick up with people. Like I said, they were in the water from 8 o'clock that night, and we didn't find them till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that was like that's a long time to be treading water. And they only had like maybe 4 or 5 life jackets too. So one dude was using a gas can as his flotation. Like, they were so exhausted, like they couldn't climb up the ladder when we were trying to get them. So we put toss like life ring in the water with a rope and tell them like try get in between it, and we pull them up. And one dude, the last dude that we picked up, though, he had maybe 15 minutes left of energy left. Like, he was so tired that he was going underneath the water to catch his breath and then come back up. Like, his body was locking up. Like, he literally couldn't swim anymore. Like, and we ended up getting him in time, but then we couldn't find the rest. So we continued searching for a couple of hours, but we just couldn't find the rest of them. And so like that part of the mission is like when you see like the one lady like was passed away, like that was sad. Like, that was extremely sad to see. But like the other 12 or 11 people that we pull up though, like that was good to like how thankful they was and everything like that. Like that's like the more fulfilling part of this job. Like, they said that you actually like saved, like these people really were gonna die if we didn't go towards the hurricane to get them.
Wow. That's
So
kind of awesome.
yeah,
that's
so that
honorable.
part of it cool.
Did that earn your crew medals? Did everybody receive medals for that?
So the way the manual written like that, since we went on a search and rescue case that we know that's what we were going on, no, we don't get anything for that. We get like a team award, so you get like a ribbon. Nothing really big for it though.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. So even though you're over the engineers and you're an engineer, you still
Mhm.
participate in the like search and rescue part of the whole thing.
Yeah. So, my guys in the like when this going on, like when we're out sailing, like I have like three of my guys always in the engine room at all times in case that you could. And then the crazy thing is when we as soon as we arrive to the people we saved, one of the engines shut off.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, all the engineers had to run down there to make sure we get the engine back up while everybody else was on the flight deck trying to get life rings over to people and get life jackets to them, just so they could get. Once you get them in a life jacket, you're good. They don't have to swim nothing. They could float. So we had to all run down there, get the engine back up, and then run back up, and then start helping again here. So
And how much crew on a ship?
for us, for this one here, we the max is like 105.
Okay.
Okay.
So quite a few people.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, I was wonder what goes through people's mind when they're strutting out in the sea for like
Man.
over 12 hours. Like, I really want to know like what goes through their mind. You're in the deep, dark, rough waters. You got all kind of different. You got sharks and like, man, that's crazy. Like,
The crazy thing too, like it ain't really the sharks that I got worried about. The big thing is dehydration. They got worried about. Like that's
because
that's
of the
the killer
temperature
there.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, dehydration. Because one you don't have enough water out there, and then you're in the ocean too with all that salt. Like the one lady that we recover, like her lips was so swollen, like her face, like her lips are like all the way out, like insane. Like you ain't never see anybody lip that swollen before, just from being in the ocean and being dehydrated and everything. Like that was one of the craziest things ever. Like I really like none of us didn't think that we were gonna find any of them. Like we didn't even think we were gonna find. We went to look, but we were like we're gonna look, but like chances of finding them is extremely slim. And then when they do the miles of like how long far they drifted, I think they ended up drifting. The seas pushed them probably about like maybe 50 miles.
Damn.
But yeah,
So that-
I think
Jeez.
they were out there from the night trying to stay afloat. Like you can imagine trying to keep your head above water from 8 o'clock in the night till 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-mm.
Like
Just
insane.
come get me. Yeah,
You
that's
said 50
well.
miles?
Yeah.
Man, you know
Yeah.
how far 50 miles is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just come
but
just eat me. I'm done.
and when you're out there and you don't see nothing in it, it's just blue. That's it.
Man, that's
And then
man.
going over at night if the moon ain't out, you can't even see in front of you. Like it just
That's
so dark.
crazy.
Yeah, just so
That's a
dark.
story to tell, my son. Man,
Right.
if you survive that, that's a story.
And
to
they
tell.
actually had survivors. That's true,
Yeah.
Mumba.
Yeah, but it was like because when we pull them on, like start giving them like medical attention, like because we have a medic on board. So when she started giving them, like first thing is try to get them out the wet clothes, get them blankets to get them warm because they're shivering, they can't even talk, and like they were so tired and like they were sleeping from the moment they got on top, they went to sleep, like they were so exhausted, and like after talking with them, we asked them like, yo, because we had a photo of the boat leaving from the Cuban guard. They took a picture, sent it to the Coast Guard, and then our people that are in charge of us sent it to, this is what you're looking for. So we asked them like, this what are you? And they were like, yeah, that was us. That was their boat. And so how much of them was it? They were like 22. So we, like I said, we pick up 11. The cargo ship ended up picking up 2. So we couldn't find the rest though. And
That is
like,
crazy.
just imagining how long they've been in that ocean, just to try and stay afloat was just insane. Like I had trouble treading water for 5 minutes. Like these people stay alive out there for hours in the ocean.
Crazy.
Well, when you're fighting for your life, guess
Yeah, you can do what you gotta do.
Yeah, muster up some energy from somewhere. I know if I was one of the survivors, as I come out of the hospital, I go see my family, and then I on a plane to go New York for a book deal.
These wasn't that wasn't Americans though. That were
Yeah.
Cubans. So
Oh,
they
then
end up going back.
that's
Oh,
even
okay.
you know, and that's
yeah,
what that's like this. Go
that's
ahead, Karen.
worse.
You go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say, imagine you make it, you get away, you didn't die, you saved just to get deported back to
Yeah.
Cuba where you were
They
leaving
didn't.
from.
They didn't make it. Remember, you got making it on top of
Well,
our
yeah,
boat. They
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
make
yeah,
it
yeah,
into the
yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
You didn't
yeah,
make it.
yeah. But
You
they
didn't.
didn't die. So
They
they
didn't. Yeah, they
right.
didn't.
But yeah, that's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
You know, you always hear it in the news and stuff like that, man. But actually, like hearing it from you, like out of your mouth, we talking to you, yo, man,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
that's
it'll
crazy.
get real out there though. Like I mean, we even like had a like I said, when as soon as we pull up to them and the engine shut off, like it's like, oh God, this is this is the wrong time to be acting up engine because these, like I said, these is old equipment on here. Everything on here old. So like with it shutting off, they like that'll get your heart pumping too. Because like when we out there, ain't no 911 we could call. Like we's 911. So
Right.
if we have a fire, we have flood, we gotta deal with it while still try and save people
Do
at the same time.
do you guys have an on-staff therapist? Like in, after a traumatic experience like that, do
It's a
they
good
offer like
question.
somebody to talk to? And because you imagine you there on top of your ship and floating by, and you could see, like, as
Yeah,
you say, the woman was gone. She just a dead
yeah.
body just floating next to the ship. That is something that will stay in your membrane. So
Yeah,
do they offer like somebody to talk to after experience like that?
not on board at the moment. So they have at that time when we come home, they had asked everybody like, "Yo, you need to talk to the chaplain or whatever to about the whole situation." So we have a chaplain here in Key West on base that you could. He's a Navy lieutenant that you could speak to if you had any issues with what had just happened out there. So
So we from the island. I don't even think I've ever seen a therapist office in St. Croix growing up. So we stubborn and we could deal with anything. Or did
yeah,
you take advantage of talking to a therapist? Because I as a 44-year-old now, I do believe that people should talk about their experiences in life and just to get some stuff off your chest. And it ain't even gotta be something that to cause a resolution to your situation, but just to talk to somebody is helpful. Did you take advantage of talking to a therapist, or you just
nah,
you just bottle that day up and set it
yeah,
and put it aside?
nah, nah, I didn't go talk to him or anything like that. I was okay. I mean, it was like I said, we were really sad to see, and then it's like, all right, but we end up saving all these other people too. Though. So like, and that was my first time being a part of a search and rescue like that at that level. Like you don't know, that's not something you normally see. You don't always find the people you're looking for. You you don't find them more than you actually find them in that. Like I said, the ocean's so big. Like so I didn't go talk to anybody or anything like that.
Well, I'm glad you joined us tonight, because that's a story that probably, because then people were coming from Cuba, that's a story that would never make the news, at least
Yeah,
not on our side of the wall. So just to hear you was a part of that rescue mission, and that's something that the people need to hear and know that you experience, you know what I mean? And it's a big ordeal.
yeah. And like I mean, like yeah, big ordeal. But then too, sometimes like some of the people that like will stop coming over and stuff like that. Like one good thing about that rescue though, we asked them if they had any children there, so they didn't bring any kids. They were all adults. But like
That's good.
just seeing some of the harder missions though is the ones that you actually like stop them while they're on a boat coming over, and then they have kids though. Like that's tough to see. Like, man, you really risking all of this, say like your life and this child life. But then I get what you're doing. I understand you just can't take it no more living in that situation in that country like that. So you just risking it to make a better life. So like that, and at one point of time too, I I get into it with a couple people on the ship, not on this one, on a ship I was on before. I get into it with, because like some of the people that we had pick up, I had a couple people taking it as like a joke, like joking at them, and then Officer George had to go away for a little bit, and then they were Moriba talking to them now, like because I didn't care. Like, don't joke
Right.
about stuff like that. These people here really, really struggling, and then you out there cracking joke, like, and so I know I could have get in trouble for it, but at that point I didn't care.
Right.
Like that ain't something to be joking about these and laughing about these people. Like, you living your privileged life or whatever, and you know what, it won't us joking. It will
Right.
a couple of
Right.
them.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
so like that had run me the wrong way on here. So like I had to like step away from it for a little bit. So I went like up on the top deck, and I was just sitting down by myself. And I'm like, man, look, nobody don't tell me nothing. I didn't care who it was. It could have been the CEO. Don't say nothing to me right now. And like, I ain't in that state of mind right now, because I ain't never been no rude person or anything like that. But I can't sit down there and watch you make fun of people that are less fortunate like that. I couldn't take that. So
Yeah, that don't make you rude, or it make you human. You know what I mean? That make you real.
yeah,
You don't make you rude. You know,
Yeah,
driving one of them on a slap. You know, that would have been light. You know.
Maybe
Yeah.
not,
yeah,
but you know,
that would get me in a lot of trouble, like a lot of trouble. But I would to that point, and like I said, I ain't never been the person to. I always joke. I ain't never been no person to be want to fight nobody or anything like that. I always been a person that just like to laugh all the time. But
You
I think that was one of the maddest I ever been in this.
You were fast. You could have do a quick slap by the man. And nobody
Guys, you telling me that I get in trouble?
snitch.
No,
Yeah,
nobody would have.
can't
But like I
risk
said, I went to that point though.
Nobody would have seen you. You just let's say they're gazing
Nah.
at the water, and you just run around the corner really fast and just keep going. All you gonna do is see the back of you. He ain't gonna know who do it.
Try and get him in trouble.
Yeah, so that ain't the type of person I is. I ain't into nothing with. But yeah, but that day though, I was hot. Like I was really hot that day though. Like
Yeah, that's
So-
go ahead, Mumba.
I was gonna ask you, like, so like, you know, like we are growing up and stuff, and we hear stories of, you know, people migrated to the US and stuff, like Haitians, Cubans and stuff mostly, and stuff like that. You know, hearing it on the news and, you know, seeing pictures and stuff like that, you know, has it, you know, how it compared to actually experiencing it, you know, firsthand and stuff like that? How have that experience have changed you as a person?
like it give you more compassion for people though, and just their entire living situation. And then it's like one time we ended up seeing one of the small little dinghies going too, and like, yo, where are you going? And they said they're going to the US, but they were going the wrong way. So, and they were going like out into the Atlantic more and more that way, wrong direction. They had enough water for maybe like a day and a half left. This was one of my first ship as well too. It's like they had no chance of making it. So it's like, I don't think sometimes, like, because I don't even tell them on here, if it's me that spot them and they look like they're about to make it, I ain't saying nothing. I will let you, like, I will let them make it. I don't care who know. I will let them go. So,
Do
but
you guys have that option? Like, even
nah, that ain't an option. That's just me personally. I ain't gonna say nothing. But if they look like they like if I could see a US land and they on their way there, if it's up to me, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't gonna tell nobody that I see them. But it won't just be me that if other people see, they're gonna say. If they look like they're in danger, then yeah, of course I'm gonna say, all right, let's pick them up. But me, for them try and make it, I don't root for them. Like, but
It's funny you
a lot of
say
them that we pick up though, like a lot of them that we recover, like it's like, thank God that we actually find them, because a lot of them, like some of them won't make it. Like sometimes they'll just pull like I said, 20, 22 people on that one boat. That boat had people hanging off the side, trying to make it across the ocean in hurricane seas. Like they didn't have, there was so much people that they couldn't fit in the boat. They had people on top of barrels tied onto the side of the boat and stuff like that. So like that,
Wow.
I was like, thank God that we see that to then, or see them to find them, because like you were not going to make that that
Right.
that cross. You wouldn't make it across.
You know, you mentioned something that's kind of interesting because you know all of us all of us humans and stuff like that. You know, you said you said like if you see that you won't say anything. You hope for them to make it. You know, and that's interesting because it's like if you see like a woman and kid and the parents try to make a better living for the kids and stuff like that. You know, and you have a choice to either let them be or follow the rules and regulations of the, as you see, the government, etc., and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of interesting because it's like, if you tell them, it's like, man, how would you feel afterwards? You know, it's like morals and principles come. It goes
Yeah,
before like the rules and stuff. It's funny because I was talking to a lady today. She was like 80 something years old, and it was her internet and stuff. So I was able to get her back in service and stuff. And we was having a conversation because I was waiting for the modem to boot up and all that stuff. You know, and I asked her where she was from, and she said she was she was like from all over, and then she started saying like how her dad was in the military and stuff like that. And she was saying that when she was living in she said she lived like in Panama, like overseas and stuff like that. But more of the story is that they used to always live on base, and when they was living on base, this was like during the 1940s and 50s and stuff like that. And she said that when she was living on base, like everybody was living like black, white, Hispanic, Korean, Chinese, whatever. And she said whenever they were stationed back to the US, she had to deal, it was like racism and all that stuff. And
yeah,
pretty much long story short, she said like she asked her dad like why is it like this way, stuff and stuff like that. But over there is different. And her parents was like, that's just the way how it is, that's the way how the wall is. And she said like she was like, nah, that's not right. And then she basically lost her relationship with her parents because of that. To the fact that like her parents just like went along with it. Like they felt like, it was like nothing. But to her it was like everything. And it's kind of similar to what you're talking about in a type of way. So it's crazy, like, stuff that people go through. That it tests your morals and values and principles and stuff like that as a human being
yeah,
more than anything, So it's man. Your story is interesting, man, because it's like we could talk about your baseball story for the whole night, and then we could still talk about this Coast Guard and all the stuff that you deal with. Because I have like a million questions and stuff like that. It's amazing, it's crazy because this is like real life stuff that you're dealing with. That could kind of, and like what Pang was saying, and it's so important is like, like talking to a therapist is because you could develop like, all kind of, PTSD and all kind of stuff from those type of experience, man.
yeah,
You see like you see like you grounded and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But like some people might not be as strong as you mentally and stuff like that, and it could definitely like destroy them as a human because it's crazy. I don't even know what else to say, man. It's just sad.
like the tough part about it, like I said earlier, is like just I'm down here and like I don't have like my wife and kids here with me, like. So like that part of it will be tough. Like so like it'll be kind of like, man, like I can't wait to be done with this job cycle, with this tour and on the ship to go back to them too. And then I actually like when we help people though. Like the narcotics one, I could care less about that part of the mission. If we catch drugs, we catch drugs. If we don't, I don't care. Like that I don't. Yeah, I'm more to be happy when we help people and stuff like that. So like one time we took a fishing vessel back in there, like it was like 200 miles away and they
Jeez.
everything break, and we had to. They were like up in like Boston area, and we had to tow them all the way back in, stuff like that. So like stuff like that, like you being out there stranded with your boat ain't working and nobody in sight, like I like that part of it more than the counter drugs or whatever.
I ever came across any like ghost ships or Pirates of the Caribbean or anything like that?
I mean, good question. It's fair.
Nah, no, I ain't
But
never see a ghost ship or a pirate ship or anything like that before. Nah.
But I know they got true pirates out there. I ever came across any of them like a near experience because I hate them. They'll come out guns blazing.
Nah, but if they come at that, then because we let me see. You can see, yeah, you can see that big thing there. That's
Yeah.
a
Okay,
that's a gun. Like you,
Oh,
that's a what?
a gun.
that's a cannon, ain't a gun.
Yeah, that.
That white thing right there?
Yeah, yeah, but you get the barrel black, so you can't really see the barrel, but the whole thing. And they said a spin, in a turn side to side, point up. They're more designed to shoot like plane and stuff.
Jeez.
so
So we have if a pirate ship comes, we have stuff to protect ourselves. We have 50 cal and we have guns on the side and stuff like that to shoot back. And then, but if anybody come, it'll be that. I think it'll be considered a act of war or whatever. But we'll be able to fight back if it's a regular little. Um, but what a movie was called like Captain Phillips. Like if they
yeah,
try,
Yeah.
yeah, we could stop that without them reaching to us.
gotcha.
That's good.
That's
Man.
crazy.
All your arena have mentioned like Alicat is your brother. Walicat.
Oh, what? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my brother, the one that right after me, 2 years behind of me.
And that dude bad, my son.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is he'd just do music for fun, like just to do it.
So he still do it?
He just released a album. I forgot what date it was, and like a couple months ago. Yeah, he released a new album.
You know the name of it? Because I like that dude music.
Where we from? God, oh God, you can kill me and I forget the album name.
Yeah, you okay for real.
Ah,
You okay? We live.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
know, right?
Jay-Z, Kanye West, somebody might be listening.
It is
Yeah.
where we're from. Well,
Yeah, where we from? Yeah,
it is a track. Say where we're from.
yeah, but it's the whole album too, though.
Okay, yeah, it is where we're from.
Yeah,
Okay, he has a track to name after the album too. Okay.
So
Yeah.
he get a project on the
Yeah,
album cover.
the building on the top right is where probably raised, born and raised. Not the apartment on the top right. Yeah.
Is that he in the picture? Like
Nah, that's my little nephew. That's his son.
Okay, gotcha.
That's dope.
I gonna
That's
listen.
dope.
I gonna listen to this yet tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good album. Yeah, he do really good on that one.
And we kind of winding down, but man, I would love to have you back on the show, man. I kind of want to talk. I really want to get more deep into the Coast Guard and stuff, man. If you're able to talk about it, if you want to, but
Yeah, I could talk about like whenever I could talk about the missions and stuff, what we to do and what we don't do already. Only thing I can't talk about is what we about to go do. That's the only. Until we do it, I can't talk up. I can't say when I'm leaving or where I'm going and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I could get in trouble for that. But anything that we don't do and been published anywhere online or whatever, you could talk about it.
Cool. Yeah, so we definitely need to do that because, again, this is insight that we wouldn't necessarily get from the news or from anybody else. Like again, we hear about the people who may not have made it. Oh, the Coast Guard found a boat with 11 people, da 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 da. But we don't hear the personal side of it or the intimate human side of it.
The human side, yeah.
We provide, yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's That's incredible, man.
What I will say though is, I've always been an advocate for therapy. I've been to therapy. It's worked. It's helpful. Even like when you don't have anything wrong, it's
Yeah.
cool to just be able to talk to like a trained individual who is neutral. Like they are trained to kind of help you dissect your thoughts and, counter your actions and do all that stuff. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing wrong with people who go to therapy. Again, it helps you just keep your life on track. So I am a big advocate for it. And anybody thinking about it or on the fence, definitely sign up because it'll help.
Well
Yep.
said. Well said.
Yeah, well said, Karen. That's true. That's true. So, what's the? We kind of coming on to the end. If we could ask some random questions. One of my questions.
I think you should go into your quick hitters and the stuff, your fun stuff.
So, what's the craziest thing you have ever seen out in the sea that blew your mind, if anything?
That one story I tell I was the craziest. And then one of the first time when I first joined too, like my first patrol going out, and we end up catching drugs. Like that was crazy to see the amount of cocaine that I seen before. Like I seen like endless amount of coke since I've been into like like I seen a submersible semi-submersible before out there with just packed with drugs. Seen drugs hidden in fishing vessels and sailing boats. But like I said, that part of the mission, I could really care less about that part. I mean, yeah, you don't want too much drugs, but I don't care. You do whatever you're gonna do anyhow. They're gonna run the drugs no matter what. So that don't.
Right.
Yeah, that was going away.
But the first time seeing that amount though is insane. I mean, we grew up. You see the little weed man in the corner or whatever. You see the little bags of dime. That ain't none compared to the amount of like drugs that when you're bringing it into the US. Like to see that amount, that was crazy for the first time. And then after that, it's like, all right, that's normal now. So you see so much time is a normal thing now. So, but the amount.
Have any other drugs ever come up missing off our ship? Like after our confiscated?
Nah, from the time it come on the ship, it weighed and counted at that, and it weighed and counted going off. If the count shot, nobody ain't moving.
You don't even get like a millimeter like that, like somebody just
no.
I'm asking some trick questions. I'm trying to get investigation on your ship.
There's something. If one thing come up missing, that's like a bullet. If one of the bullets on board come up missing, that's a whole investigation coming.
Wow.
Like, so yeah, if drugs missing from the count, shoot. Well, you have the whole DEA here. Everybody will be here.
Five people dead or alive, including yourself at a dinner table. You have 5 guests. Who would you invite? Dead or alive?
5 guests. Like family or
anybody. Celebrities, family, friends.
All right, dinner
Like
table first. I'll put my wife first. She'll be there. Have one of my best friend passed away. Kevin. Him. Let's see. I'll put the like I said, that one guy, that Matt Hills. That's my dude forever. Him. Who else? I gotta bring my girl Karen.
Oh boy, I was just thinking that.
My girl Karen gotta be there. Karen gotta be there.
I made the dinner table. Thank you.
Yeah, my girl Karen got come.
Somebody made it.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Karen will be there, and I need one more to come. I don't know who been like a big impact. And then of course like my mother. Yeah, you
Nice,
gotta bring my
nice.
mother. She's the one that she's the one that used to take me to all my sporting events, all the stuff that like everything. And I gonna add my grandmother too, cause she was the one that used to rub my body and make sure I good to go for the next game and stuff. Like my arm and stuff, she get me yelling, but just rubbing on my arm and shoulder and everything, and my legs whenever I was mash up bad. So definitely them. Like I said, my mother was a big advocate for me playing sports and stuff too, and her rules in the household like that. I remember the first time, I think I had a scene something in elementary school, and then when she realized that I know how to do all the work that they give me, she was like, "You ain't don't come home here with no." I was allowed one C, and I was for handwriting. I couldn't write.
We
And
all in the same boat.
that was the only C I was allowed for handwriting. And then other than that, nah. I even remember one quick thing. I remember one time I was playing football in the field, and like right in around the field, and my mother was tired because I was working two jobs and everything. And that one day she was like she wasn't gonna come down to the game, so she was listening to the game on the radio, and they I had an interception in the game, and they were announcing it on the radio, and they're like Moriba George with the interception, and the announcer still remember this day was Buddy Kenneth had made the announcement, and he say Ashanti George's son had the interception. My mother put on her clothes and her shoes, come down into the field. I see her when she walked to them, and I didn't know what was happening though. And then I asked her, like at the end of the game, I said, "I thought you won't come in, you were tired." She said, "Yeah," but then she tell me that that's what they say on the radio, and she went in there and said, "Who is the one that'll take him to every sporting event he have?" And for her to come say, Ashanti George son, so she make them change it. And
I like
Is,
it.
is your mom watching tonight?
I had sent them the stream, and I had my wife tell her how to get on. So I think she is, but I ain't sure.
Because when you were telling your story about who took you to the game and everything, somebody said, there you go, the comment. I was just about to jump in this phone. Is that
That's
your
my
mom?
mother.
Hey,
That gotta be
mama.
Right away.
I think that's my mother.
Right away.
That might be her.
This is a perfect. Oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
Pan. Go
that's how
ahead.
they say yes,
No,
I
I
am.
was gonna ask you, Mumba. Could you see the? Can you see the name, or it just say Facebook user?
Yeah, I can't see
I
the
was
name.
going to check.
Yeah.
So they just say yes, I am, and that one is. So I think that's how
Yeah.
you.
Hey,
Okay.
mom, how you
Hi,
doing?
Mom.
Yeah, good night, mommy. Good night. Good night. So this is a perfect segue because I had three more. Actually, I think I had like four more quick hitters. So we just gonna segue to this because I was actually gonna say this to be one of the last ones. 3 to 5 words that describe your mother. As a person in
3
your
to 5
eyes.
word.
Yeah.
Strong is number one. And I ain't know how to say this other one here, but like when we were younger, like she don't play. So I ain't know how to describe that one day what word to use for that one day.
Usually Pang just
So,
said gangster.
yeah,
That's the word. Pang just said gangster with that. So, you know,
yeah,
in a
because
positive way. In a positive way.
she was a type too, like even my when we were in like little league and stuff, like my little partner them, if anybody was being rude, she'll tell you she'll take off her belt and beat any one of my friend. I'm like, who do you think you can't be hitting people cheering? She said, well, tell them keep being rude then and see if they won't get beat. So
Hey, Miss Marcia.
Yeah.
Aruba. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Funny.
yeah, caring as well too. Like she's extremely caring. I remember one time too though she did tell me that she have to stay alive forever because she feel that I will give away my t-shirt all on my back, and then she gotta make sure that I don't give away everything I own to anybody that feel that down or not doing well or whatever. So
I agree.
but yeah, so
But that just
that's
shows
most
the kind of person you are.
yeah, but and that's really that's the words I use to like really describe her. Like strong, caring, and gangster.
Yeah, mommy's always a gangster.
Yeah.
Especially Caribbean moms, like that's just what they do. That's how they are.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
If you had to pick an actor to play you in a movie, who would you pick?
Actor to play me?
Yeah. To play your life story in a movie, like who would you pick?
That part, I don't know who I would pick.
You could say Morris Chestnut. Yeah, that's
Nah, no, I won't pick him.
Omar Epps. Norm.
Nah, I'll pick Wesley Snipes.
Blade, that's a
cool
good one.
Just because of Willie Mays Hayes in Major League.
Oh, okay.
From that part.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that. Okay, that's a good one.
Oh, nice.
What's 1 to 3 words that your wife will describe you as a person?
Man, she think that she have to protect me all the time. My wife, she feel like she gotta be the one to protect me all the time. That if somebody says something to me, like out of pocket, like me are the type of person like, man, you say whatever you want. She's the one that gonna respond though. Like I don't remember if I ever see that I think it was TikTok video when they had like when my spouse is too nice or whatever, like talk to me, I talk back, like that would be her. Like don't come at my kind husband. Talk to me then. Say something to me, like to her. And then for her as well too, strong. Like she holding on the fort and killing it right now with the kids and everything by herself. You check, and like at that, I don't feel bad. Like I can't be there to help as much as I want. Because then too, like the first two, the two girls, the older girls, they more calm and self-sufficient. The little boy, that's little. I had to tell her, I said, look, if this little boy ain't gonna be anything like me when I was young, it's gonna be rough dealing with this boy by yourself, and it's tough sometimes. It rough because that's my boy, bro. he getting to that age, like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, he just just run, and you put him down in a store, he gonna take off running, and that's my thing. I like to chase him and stuff, but.
So it's your fault. Is what we saying.
So, yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, that's I'll take the blame on that one day. So yeah, but the older two, they calm and self-sufficient. They could do whatever. Like they could get their own stuff out the fridge or whatever. The little one, he like to tell you what he wanted to eat food. Like he had this thing at first when he was 1 though. Like anything you give him, he had to rest it on the floor first and then he'll eat it. Like, dude, stop doing that. And he wouldn't stop. And if you yell at him, he'll slowly go down, slow, press it up, and then while he watching you and then smile and then they pick it back up.
Yeah, he sounds like your child. This is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, that's funny.
Is Dirt Smoke your nickname?
It's DUT, yeah, Dirt Smoke. That's a nickname I had from when I was, I think probably like maybe like 6 or 7. Person that gave me that name, my boy, I grew up my neighbor, BJ. I grew up with him. Yeah, he older than me, but it didn't matter what we were doing. If we were playing baseball, I would slide into them. I would slide anywhere. I used to be dirty, and my mother at one point had tell me like, you can't wear white clothes outside no more. Like, don't let me catch you outside. And then because she couldn't get a dirt out the clothes, it was so. Right. It used to be so dirty, like so. And then that nickname stick with me from till now. Like this, all of them's like Kilo. All of them still call me Dirt Smoke.
That's funny.
Okay, I was wondering because I seen it, multiple times. I was
like, yeah. Yeah, that's just on me playing baseball and just being, I just so done. Like I used to be dirty before the game started. So.
Oh, that's funny.
If you could go back in time and change one thing about your life, what would you change? Well, would you change anything? And if you would, what would you change?
a good question.
No, only thing really I would change back then is, like I say earlier in the podcast, is when I had stopped the grind I was on for baseball. After I had seen my improvement from going like grinding real hard and like just like I said, it was all work every day. Every day I was out there for 2 hours and change before practice, before game. I would I would change that. I would continue do. I would have continued doing that. If I had the mentality now as I had, if I if I had this mentality now back then, so like,
Nice.
I think I would have definitely finished a lot stronger in my college career playing.
That's true. That's true. That's
So
true.
just like I said, just from pointing the walk, like I see like drastic. It was drastic improvement.
Nice.
Man, Moriba, man, this has been amazing, man. This has been great. I tell you, man. I tell you,
I
man.
know. I was
Right.
dreading this from the minute you tell me this is gonna be like a live broadcast. My stomach going nuts and like I was like, man, I should have never tell him I was gonna do this. I don't know why Lorena tell me do this, you know. So, like every day I was, that's how I was feeling. Like
Man.
I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like any of this.
But here you are.
How do you feel now? How do you feel now?
I good now, man. I good now. Like once we started, then I was okay. And then what helped a lot too was when Numa and Karen first come on before we actually went live and I was talking to them. So that helped me calm down a lot.
Good.
So and then I was
So
nervous about the whole like. Because I can't go in a ship where like better lighting and stuff like that because the phone will cut out as soon as I walk in. I can drop signal. So and then like the signal very weak in the room. So like I would like to walk around and show you inside, but I know it'll drop.
Cool. Cool.
Signal very weak in the room.
so before
Fun.
before we head out, I'm gonna ask one more question. This is the last question.
Mhm.
This is the last question. Like I said, we definitely would like to have you back on. So if you guys have questions, I'll tune in because we would love to have him back on. I think he will come back on. He sound like he enjoyed this. So definitely we would love to have you back on. But Artie asks, what's your favorite major league team?
Favorite team is the Braves. Only thing is like being stationed on here though. I this past like year and a half, going on 2 years, I ain't really been able to watch that much sports because like I said, I live on board, so my room don't have cable, so I ain't been able to watch. I get to watch like ESPN when I go back up to Virginia to visit stuff like that. So I don't get to follow as much. And then when we go to see, we definitely don't have that much. We get a little more freedom now on the military internet where I go like log on to like ESPN and see like scores and stuff like that. But I can't actually watch like live games as much as I used to watch. Even like football season as well too. Can't get to watch as much as I would like to watch. So I try to do fantasy football, but my wife, she runs my fantasy football team for me through email and stuff. So it's tough to get like free agents and all the fantasy football because like she don't really watch that much football. So she try to send me pictures of who available and who to pick up and stuff like that. And like it rough.
That's rough. That's rough. I know how it is. That's
So,
rough.
but yeah, the Braves is my favorite baseball team. Weirdly, my favorite basketball team is the Jazz. I always been a Jazz fan. I've never been to Utah before, but my wife, she actually make it a Jazz. I think it was like 2019 or 20 for my birthday. No, 19. She take me to a Jazz game. So I get to see,
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice, man. Jazz, man.
That's what's
Yep.
up.
So
Yeah, that's
that was a cool experience there to go to that game.
That's amazing. Man, this has been amazing, brother.
Yep.
Shout out to Lorena, man, because she had hit me up about you from since last year. I want to say
Yeah.
last year or the year before. I can't even remember because time to fly. But she did say that you be, out in the sea and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man, definitely, definitely big up to Lorena for making that happen. And I'm big up to everybody, Lorena, Carrie Ann, a lot of different people have sent, individuals for us to get on the platform. So I always appreciate them, giving us different, names and stuff, because we welcome anybody. So definitely appreciate everybody who help us out and stuff like that, all the viewers and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys tuning in, supporting Moriba his episode. I'm laughing because when she had hit me up a while back about you, and then she had hit me up recently, and then she like say your name, and I thought it was a girl name because I was like, man, I said she, and then she said it's like she replied he. So I was like, man, I felt like terrible, son. That was like embarrassing. So
It's a lot of people, because a lot of people when they see my name and think it's a girl name too, though. Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, but man, this has been amazing. Karen or Pang, one of you guys could probably take us out. I'll just say up next we got we have C Boogie coming back on. C Boogie
nice.
Talks. He coming on as the next guest that we have on C Boogie. He always have a show on Wednesdays. So definitely I was going to support C Boogie, and like I said, I was going to support Livewire. They do they do their show as well too. They do a lot of great things for the Caribbean and stuff like that. They had an amazing show last show. It was on a Monday. So definitely check that out as well too. So definitely support all the different local podcasters and everybody who have shows and stuff. You guys got a chance, definitely support them. Everybody have an incredible story. Moriba, your story was incredible. I would love to hear more about the Coast Guard and stuff like that, man. The real life stuff as well too. So thank you for definitely coming out, man. I appreciate you.
Anytime. I'll probably have some more for you. We gonna head out. We heading out short soon in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna be gone till like summertime though. So
Okay.
be able to let you know how that one go.
Nice.
And real quick, next guest for Livewire is Heidi. Definitely go out and support, man. She's definitely a legend. So definitely go and support. Heidi, go and check out the show. You guys gotta check out Livewire. Their Facebook. They also on YouTube as well too. So definitely go check them out as well. Also check out C Boogie as well too.
Yeah, definitely big up to Lorena, because if she didn't share this today, Moriba, I wouldn't have seen it. So I find out this morning that you were gonna be on. So I hit up Mama. I was like, "Yo, I gotta be on today. Moriba's my boy. I can't miss this for the wall."
The thing is, though, Karen, is like when he tagged me in it, because my thing set up as like I gotta say yeah if somebody tag me something. I'm like, man, I want to big up them on podcasting, but I don't want people watching me, man.
That's funny.
Anyone I target, no, I gonna definitely share the podcast and stuff. I just didn't want people looking at me. And I was in between. I didn't even send it to my mother them until tonight, till earlier tonight. People, my brother ended up asking me about it because Lorena posted and he asked me about it. I said, yeah. So
that sounds about how you are, though. So I fully understand.
You got a great story, man. You guys are sharing, man. Your story was amazing, man. I'm telling you. You got to share it, man. You was perfect, man.
Yeah. Like I said, dude, I was terrified from the time you set that date. I was scared. Because like I said, I thought we were just going to be talking on the phone. And then you say, this is going to be live stream. I was like, what? And I was so mad at Lorena after that. It was like, man.
And look how well it turned out.
But it actually turned out good, man. I actually had a good time.
And you can watch it forever. So there you go. You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Nice meeting you, brother, man. Nice meeting you. We definitely will be in touch, man. Definitely be in touch, brother.
All right. Take us out.
Pang, you'll be taking us out, brother. You got the little superstar there. If you want to introduce him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Say good night. Say good night. Say hi.
Hey. No, nothing to say now.
camera shy. But to everybody that's saying on, man, and Moriba, like the man says, it's a pleasure meeting you tonight. You know, you got a well-written story, you know, and one that's book worthy. You know, I promise you got some things that people need to hear. You know, so
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm telling you, man. Telling you,
Nah, I'm
get
good.
somebody to sit down and ask you some questions and put that there in a book and you read it for yourself. You'll be surprised. You know what I mean? You'll be
That's
amazed
true.
at your
That,
journey.
That's
But
true.
that's something I would
we
do.
appreciate you. Well,
Thank you.
think about it. You're welcome. We appreciate you for getting that courage to jump in and share your story with us. And we, you know, thank you for that. And to everybody that stick out the 2 hours and about to be 45
Boy,
minutes,
great.
appreciate you for that. And Mumbai, I won't I couldn't hear over here when you said who's the next guest, but I think you said see Boogie. So for the next show, we hope to see you there and everybody just enjoy your Tuesday evening.
All right.
Yeah, be good. Good seeing everybody.
Good
Moriba,
night.
you be
Thank you.
safe. Till next
Yep.
time. Love y'all.
All right. Thank y'all.
See ya.
All right.